All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot get that weekly head scratcher in the amount of time that needed us to go live. Do apologize, but hey, early birds. They're definitely one of the better additions to the game this day and age. I'm Forecourt Jester. With me here is Blue, all the way from sunny Sydney, at least according to your your region. Aren't you you're in New Zealand, right?
New Zealand. So
Well, Discord claims you're in Sydney right now.
yeah, unfortunately, New Zealand doesn't exist according to boards. So
Had to
but
catch myself
yeah,
on that one.
regardless, yeah, I mean, regardless, it's gonna be exciting to see how players will perform, especially with the new additions to more three-star abilities. I'm actually really loving the new three-star abilities. I'm looking forward to how these new ones will affect um, how players will play, as the update was literally yesterday, I believe. Right? It was literally yesterday. Because as far as I remember, only Chaos Knight and Io had three-star abilities beforehand. So it's quite some crazy stuff. Um, so yeah, again, we'll see how it turns out.
Okay, we have 8. Sorry, I was just double checking math on that one. We've actually had 2 rounds of 3 stars before today. Now third one just yesterday. But yeah, it's really shaking things up. We saw some interesting 3-star strats last week, which is definitely very different than what we're used to. We are going to get this game rolling here in just a minute. Here's the scoreboard for anybody curious about how we got here, because this is the Grand Finals. All the cash and money is on the line here, Blue. And we have our top 32 players ish. There's probably a few that didn't show up. But yeah, these are the superstars. These guys are ready to rumble. And Group A of Grand Finals, I really hope I did that right. Okay, looks like I did.
There we
Oh,
go.
thank goodness. I've been playing a lot of duos with the new 3-star strategies. So for a minute there, I thought we had just queued into a duos game. But we're good. We're
Just like
good.
yeah, instinctually into a duos. And regardless, no, we are in a solos game, so we will see how it will play out. Again, the new three stars for this week are actually quite spicy, especially with the changes to quite a few of these. More one stars and the two stars getting uh more three-star abilities. Right, the Crystal Maiden cooldown is actually quite insane. As it's one of the majors I would say that would usually get three-starred, and people are just like, okay, now what, right? So that 20% cooldown reduction is actually pretty insane. If you take a look at that, oof, it's gonna be really crazy in a mage strat.
Yeah, so some of the more interesting things happening is that Warriors got a really big buff, especially 6 Warrior comps going forward. That will certainly start changing
Right.
a lot of results of how kind of the balance works, because the 2 Warriors got 3-star effects this week. And again, as mostly a duos player these days, I see a lot of 3 stars, especially a lot of 3-star Warriors. It's an insane comp to run with an ally. And your Earth Spirits now will silence and
Stun. Yeah.
stun, which is a
Oof.
huge bonus. And I really want to see a big Tiny today. I really do. I don't think it's going to happen. We don't see a lot of late game 4 primordials anymore, but a really big, strong Tiny, just like he is in Dota, I think that would be really fun to see today.
It will be actually insane, right? Like I think these three-star abilities are definitely only going to be helping the Warriors. Like once Husk and of the like get their three-star abilities, suddenly you're gonna see quite a bit of range coming out again. Maybe Warriors gonna come back stronger than ever, right? It's been a while since we've actually seen them perform at a very high level. So again, quite insane changes there. But regardless, I mean you can't discount the rest of the changes as well for all the other alliances. I mean Razor got a buff as well. It's going to see how this goes. I mean paralyzing cast is actually another big one I want to take note, because when you connect with a cast, if you have a AOE Underlord such as Hovgen, you will burst damage quite a few things with that paralyzing cast. on top of the curse, right? So it will be ridiculous how crazy how much damage that will.
No more ducking and weaving around the friendly fire. Yeah.
Exactly.
As you did mention, right? Crystal Maiden 3-star got their buff, so will mages get a big boost? Who knows? Because our Russian player Cyrillic's here is Pivo, I think, right? He's
Yes, I
actually
believe
got 3
people.
mages on the board right now, so we'll see if he's going to be attempting for a Crystal Maiden. Another big one is, at least for me, that Enigma. Enigma got
Oh,
nerfed. His percentage
yeah.
damage at 3-star doesn't quite get an effect, but they lowered it another percent. So I'm kind of curious if the Voids, the Void Alliance gets played still a little bit too often with an Enigma on it, and they tried to tone it down a little bit from there.
Well, Enigma's percentage-based damage is ridiculous. It's 6% or 7% for I believe 5 seconds or around that timeline, and that's it. That doesn't matter what your HP pool is, and that's why it's so dangerous, right? So even tankiest units will be affected by that. So I can understand the nerfs there. Obviously, maybe not too much. Why on the highest level it goes from 6 to 6? I don't really think that was necessary, but regardless, right? Enigma's still quite strong, so I guess adjustments had to be made. But yeah.
It's
So
interesting
I
stuff
mean,
all around. Week to week, it's like a brand new game again, right? It's we're all kids at
exactly.
Christmas when it comes to patch day, and as some of you were watching, I was doing the early bird just while we were waiting because we had a slight delay. But the puzzles, we're getting new unique portraits every week now as well. Plus, now again, if you've already finished out your prestiges or you don't care for your prestiges, now you have weekly rewards to go through. So it is really quite a big kick in the pants for some of the people that have figured, all right, well, I'm done. I can wait till next season. No, no, now there's more stuff for you to do. It's great.
Exactly. I also wanted to point out, I actually really want to see a, Slytherin crush on this Lardar, just for the cool like
Mm-hmm.
smash effect.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like
We saw
I
that
think that
last
could be
week.
a yeah,
It's good stuff, man.
like we'll see. Terribly getting a 3-star ability as well. I believe it's 100% pure damage
Against demons.
uh against like other demons, right?
That's
Um,
that's. I believe that's what I read. Yeah.
yeah, so that's I'm not sure how effective that will be because it's not like the enemy runs all demon strats. I don't know
Some of
that
them
3-star.
do these days.
Yeah, but I like it's like against enemy champions as well. Like, it's not really a buff. It's more like it's very niche,
It's a
right? And
unique
I
effect.
guess that's fair.
That's
Yeah,
what it is.
it's unique. Let's put it that way. And like it's effective very rarely, and I think that's why I'm just so confused as to why that's really the buff for Terrorblade. I mean, I guess because Terrorblade 3-star is already such a beast. Like I guess giving him another ability would be a bit bonkers. So something situational,
Well,
horrible, I guess.
other than the Crystal Maiden cooldown, which I don't think you can get cooldown anywhere else. Maybe one item. That's it, right?
Right.
That will give you some cooldown. That's it. Nobody else can supply that to you. Other than that, I didn't really see any kind of polarizing changes when it comes to like changing how we play. Now, last week what we saw was Chaos Knight and Warlock getting their 3-stars, and Chaos Knight activating the night buffs no matter where the knights are on the map, and the Warlock basically just super buffing demons. Those came into effect very early on in the night because people started rushing Warlocks. People started rushing 3-stars. We saw 3-star Chaoses, 3-star Bats, 3-star Warlocks. In fact,
Yeah.
Dot
Oh.
Shame had that ridiculous comp, high risk, high reward, but it paid off and got him into the finals.
Exactly. I mean, the Warlock buff is actually ridiculous because now you can pair the Chaos Knight with the Shadow Fiend, and suddenly you have the Warlock buff on top of the Knight buff, and both of and the Shadow Fiend and the Chaos Knight are both very incredible high damage output, or at least just tanky in general, right? And the fact is that just being unable to silence each other is quite big, especially in a lot of comps. I feel like um, we might see some sort of demon comp with that. Like, I don't think there's enough other demons that it's getting the benefits. Again, Terrorblades doesn't really count. It's more like it's a more of a preventive measure when eventually they add more 3-star abilities onto demons. But still, it's going to be interesting.
All right. So again, will we see polarizing changes? Will we see far more 3 stars than what we saw in the previous seasons? Time will tell. We do have again two Mages players, and both of them seem to be stockpiling these Crystal Maidens. You can see Darkaruk actually holding one on his bench just to be spiteful. But again, we will keep an eye on a lot of those as a lot of these comps are starting to shape up. We actually got some warriors up at the top. I believe that's Lafania, but I couldn't tell you. It's not English, and I don't know how to read it, but I believe that is Lafania here in this top 8 with Group A. Okay, it is him, her, not entirely sure, but it is them. So yeah, but they're sitting at the top with Warriors. So will we see a 3-star Tiny? Will we see that 3-star Slarter that you wanted? Right? There's a lot of polarization that's going to happen in the next few rounds here.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of what could happen with this warrior, I mean, warrior hunters will probably be a strategy here. It's not a bad idea. It's actually really good to get to into that warrior hunters again. I mean, at least in the new coming meta again, because of all these 3-star buffs onto the warriors, right? If you had like a Earth Spirit, Tiny, and a Slardar 3-star, you just have a perma CC frontline that will keep your hunters protected. That is potentially a threat.
Yep, could go that way, could go that way. Now, we will be seeing our Underlords coming in here soon. Last week, very, very few Enos. It's just, he got a little bit of a buff,
Right.
at least the all-out Eno got a little bit of a buff. Doesn't seem to be enough to put him into the contesting tier, especially when you
Yeah.
still have no nerfs applied to Hobgin or an Essex. We did see a fair amount of Jewel kind of pepper in here and about, but there was no Underlord changes this week. Or at least nothing very notable at all. There was no balance to them. It really just came down to a lot of these 3-stars and a lot of fixes for operating systems. So I
Right.
suspect it'll be more of the same this week.
Yeah, I mean they did nerf Hobgin last week, quite a bit. I believe 100 damage on max level.
Wasn't enough to
So
stop people from taking
yeah,
it.
it wasn't enough. Eno is still not being played, and I mean it's kind of strange how twist of irony right there, right? Eno was picked every game. Now he's not picked at all. It's a funny thing, but regardless, hopefully we might see Eno. Depends on how people want to play. Really, I don't think people just want to have like his stun is not very effective anymore. Right, his heal isn't as good as a D6 with enthrall anymore. It's just players have just figured out that that sort of abilities on Eno are a lot better on some other underlords, and that's usually the problem. Is if you have overlapping abilities, suddenly some underlords just become irrelevant in the meta. So again, it's all about becoming unique enough that you are available to be played, and you're not overwritten by any other underlord.
Hmm. Well, again, don't think there's really going to be too much of a change when it comes to that this week. We're going to put up the Underlord choices here just for everyone. But when it comes also down to it, there's a few other changes we should address since Druid splashing is kind of a big thing right now. There's both Enos, actually, as the Underlords come through. 3 Enos this round. I suspect they're all because they're Warriors or Brawnies. Well,
300% more Eno feels good.
we got Knights with Yoink. We got Warriors with All Out, and then we have Scaled Druids with All Out. Yeah, he's still a really good pick when it comes down to
Wow.
the bigger, beefier comps. But Druid
That's
splashing
good.
is really big right now, though. Blue Io 3-star Io got nerfed, but 3-star Io also brings back somebody with all their cooldowns reset. So that
Yeah,
was something
absolutely.
we didn't quite go over, but it's a pretty big deal because I was a high contested pick now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a monster ability. I'm only concerned for the RNG when it comes to its relocation. It does it as soon as its cooldown is off, and it tries to bring back the last killed unit, which means that if it's just unfortunate, you might bring back like I don't know, like like a Crystal Maiden, right, in the middle of a mage comp, or you bring back some sort of I mean, a Razor wouldn't be that bad anymore, but like regardless, right? There's a very there's a distinct chance that you might not bring back what you want, especially with that cooldown refreshment. So it's still a risk, even if you have the 3-star IO. It is just really nice to have, regardless. But still, it's not a guaranteed. It's not a guaranteed win condition or anything like that. It does incredibly help.
All right, so we're past round 10 here, Blue. We are starting to
Ooh.
settle into most people's comms. Right up here at the top is going to be K, sitting on these 4 mages, 4 primordials. Seems to be streaking quite well. Not going to have a Hobkin go off this round, but quite a few Hobkins actually chosen today.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
not
there's
a
just
single
actually no
Anisic.
Anesix.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I was gonna comment on that. Like, I did mention that, right, you have to, if you're not unique, then you will be overwritten, or perhaps just not in a situation. I mean, I guess an E6 this time was just not in a situation where it was the pick this time. I don't think an E6 has been overwritten by Endo by any means like that. I mean, literally last week we didn't see it that often, so um, again, I don't think maybe the players just thought, it's not an E6 game, or maybe the main E6 players here picked Hobgin this time or Jewel this time. It's always sort of those moments where you have to figure out your situation. Like, obviously, you wouldn't want an E6 in a mage comp, and there's 3 of them on the board, so you can understand why they picked up Hobgin.
I just popped over to Leroy because I saw that he had a Legion Commander, but I guess he just was storing it on board between rounds because he sold it pretty much immediately. I was curious to see if we would see Legion Commander. We did see actually a few here and there over the last few weeks, especially since, again, more nails in coffins when it comes to the Legion Commander comps. She's not affected by Brute. She can't be healed. The Demon Silence removal thing was an interesting win. They had a round with a 3-star Warlock. That came into effect. But does
Yeah.
not look like anybody here in Group A, round 1, is going to be rocking it.
They keep nerfing Legion Commander as if she's enemy number 1. Honestly, again, I
Isn't
don't know
she?
why. Yeah, I mean, they gave her a niche ability that requires, to be combined with every other alliance, and you then nerf the only thing that makes her useful. I don't. It's very confusing. Like, why would you buff her in that direction if you didn't want her to be played in that direction in the first place, right? So again, I don't understand it. They keep nerfing her as if, again, she's enemy number 1, and it's just, I don't know. It's just really weird. I mean, the comp was already niche as it is, especially when they kept nerfing it and they kept nerfing it and nerfing it and nerfing it. And honestly, it's just Resident Sleeper. She doesn't even get the root buff if she was placed after. Like, if you had 50 stacks, she doesn't get that. She only gets everything after that point when she's on the field. So it doesn't even that matter that much. So I don't know. It's just really weird how they keep nerfing her down. In the meantime, I'm watching Leroy here
Yep.
against Showtime.
Yeah, easy win. 3-star tree tanks quite a bit. Also throws down a lot of splash damage.
Yep.
You can see his bench and his board continually just gets filled up and filled down, filled up and filled down. I
Yeah.
was curious, actually, because there's no Legion Commander here, I was just going to leave him to do his thing. Because Darkrook is trailing behind. Darkrook is actually down close to the very bottom, but he's also a whole unit behind, and he was actually 2 units behind last round. He was sitting at 5 when everybody went to 7. So is there a potential 3-star in the mix here? Because he has 2 2-star nature prophets, but that's probably not something that's a crazy 3-star requirement for whatever you're running.
Yeah, well, he's bleeding out quite severely already, so we'll see how it plays out for him. Again, like, 3 stars are very, very good, but they're not, like, it is a gamble to still do so. And if you're gonna lose out on levels, you're gonna be stuck with some issues. Of course, it can pay off. The investment can pay off down the line. but you still need to be able to win this. If you lose too much, then you'll be in a situation where you can't come back from it again. Just like previously, right? In the previous metas, you cannot just greed 3-star reroll. You have to balance out leveling on top of actually, getting those 3 stars.
Well, looking at his board and then looking at kind of what he has out there, right? It looks like it's a candidate for summoners. He's trying to build into a case for summoners, which would make sense for the 3-star Nature's Prophet, but I guess life is just a little too cruel to him right now because he has a good amount of pairs, but nothing really in the running for a 3-star.
Yeah, unfortunate in that situation. Of course, the Nature's Prophet 3-star is quite nice for disrupting enemy backline, and it is effective often. But then the Coddle Blast into the friendly fire, just annihilating everything in its path. The Bristleback will survive, and so will the Hobgin, but still, I don't think it will be enough. The Arc Warden will do its best to do as
Mangoes!
much damage as possible, and it will
Mangoes!
clear out a few more. Unfortunately, as much as I am a Hobby fan, oh, he actually killed off the Arc Warden. Gonna try and push forward here against 3 Eidolons, but
That's not
3
happening.
Eidolons hit quite hard with Summoner buff. Unfortunately, that looked awesome for like a split second, but no cigar.
Ekimik saying better nerf insects, and Leroy just kind of responding with insects suck. So everyone has an opinion, I suppose, about that. We'll throw up the scoreboard here as we're preparing for round 16. But yeah, Darkrook actually, again, like a unit behind. Well, he's about average. A lot of people went push to 8. He's actually not even the lowest. Showtime is down there. He's been swapping comps quite a bit. I'm going to go over to Showtime just to highlight him for this round before we go back to the Streakers Blue. It's 4 Heartless, and 4 Heartless have really definitely taken a step back when it comes to importance in comps lately.
Yeah, I mean, Heartless was constantly nerfed. There's a big reason why they're not here anymore. The alliance itself isn't there's no pairings in the Heartless buff that feel like they make sense further than the level 1 alliance buff, right? Pudge Drow, the good old Life Stealer. I mean, like, what do you pair with like Pudge, Lifestealer, Drow in like a Hunter class, right? If you pick up Abaddon, you're taking another slot. It could potentially be something else. And again, the Heartless is just a bit too expensive to build. I would say not expensive like literally, but expensive more metaphorically, where you would rather have that slot as something else.
All right, sells off things. We hit level 8. Showtime finds a Faceless. Ooh. Can he slot it in? Will there be voids? Not entirely too sure, but yeah, we'll leave him here. We'll go back up to the top. Just keep an eye on the bottom. Once we get into the heartbeat range, we'll flip back down. But Kay and the Mages are running the show right now, and this Crystal Maiden's had this Pike for a while. Hasn't gotten a ton of kills. Has 12, which is respectable for a Crystal Maiden, but Pike in a Mage comp. There it is.
Yeah, soon. I mean, this Pike is gonna be an auto attack maiden fairly soon enough, as there's damage output. Look at that AOE burst, just eliminating all of these knights fairly quickly. The Dragon Ranger's gonna try and do some damage as much as possible. The Counter Blast gonna put an end to that, as Friendly Fire will connect twice and clear out the rest of that squad. As K almost securing the bag here, I believe, at 6 win streaks, if I remember correctly. So, the next one should be a cash.
Okay, sitting at 13 and 4 record, so could easily be 6, could easily be 7 at this point. No 3 stars in the making. We do have some razors. We have a 2-star Crystal Maiden, and well, you got the Enigma out there. That's about it for your running. The Ogre Mages, Ogre Magi, they have a 3-star effect of multicast on their Bloodlust. Not that anybody ever really seems to care too much about that one.
You're ready. Unfortunately not. Dark Kuruk will be against K here. Unfortunately, Dark Kuruk still at that 38% HP line, still bleeding out. He did beat K I believe, previously at one point. So we'll see if he's able to do so again. But the burst damage is so much. A Cauldron Blast
Woo!
is incoming. Will annihilate so many of these warriors already gone. The Hopping Unit gets friendly fire off, but I'm not sure if
Oh, the
that will be
bombs.
enough damage. The mages are separated, and there's still a lot of Eidolons. There's just IO left. And look at how many units are still alive. That'll be 11 damage going the way of Dark Karuk.
7
So
streak.
much severe damage and pressure.
That's the 7 streak for K. So yeah, one more will put him over the top. Is leading in net worth as well if you take a quick look at the scoreboard there. So good stuff from K. The mages coming out strong. 4 prim, 6 mage. I mean, he made it happen. It's at 9 units. It's happening. It's carrying. It's doing well. On the opposite side, we do have 2 heartbeats. We got, I believe, this was Hold My Beer. I could be wrong. Pivo? Not sure. Somebody who can read it will tell me. He's down here at 3 mage, 3 spirits. Well, more like 6 spirits. My goodness, there's so many spirits out. And then we just saw Darkrook take a pretty big hit with his mishmash of warrior. He finally got his 4 summoners in, but it's not doing him any good. I'm here with our Russian friend just to see how the spirits are doing, because they got nerfed as well this patch.
Yeah, exactly. Reducing the damage. The Delta Slam still doing quite a bit of damage. Spirits are in fact one of those comps that are all in or all for nothing, as they do quite a bit of damage. The Knights are going to be completely annihilated here from the Delta Slams. And the 4th one going to come in, going to miss, but not going to be necessary. As again, spirits are one of those compositions where if you build into them, you're sort of stuck in there, right? You can't really pair spirits with anything else aside from like 3 mages, as you see there. But that's mostly because their benefit only relies on themselves. So the more you have of them, the better it becomes.
Well, hey, a win is a win is a win. It does look like Lefenia actually has disconnected. That could be a problem for them if they don't come back in quick enough. They do have a lot of health to rely on. It's not like Darkrook down here at 17. But our very first 3-star, and it's a Crystal Maiden, and it's a Crystal Maiden Spirit
okay.
comp.
I'm sorry, Dark Kirk. I'm watching Pivo. I want to see this. I want to see this 20% cooldown in action because I keep talking about it, but it's so good, especially with a Sword Spirit. You will see how much Sword Spirit can do here as long as it doesn't get picked off by a silencer. Otherwise,
or a punch.
It will be hooked in. The Delta Slam number 1 will connect. Delta Slam number 2 will also follow suit. The Delta Slam's gonna come in, gonna do some effective damage, but the spirits are gonna jump another one. Delta Slam number 3 also inflicting a lot of pain, as well as look at that elimination for Warlords. Unable to do anything. The NO will try and pick off as many other units as possible, but unfortunately, You'll Scepter will shut it down and will get that kill.
It's funny. You're like, unless somebody picks it off, Pug hooks her right into the middle.
Yeah, unless someone picks it off. Well, luckily, it wasn't picked off fast enough, so they did get a second round. Oh my god, 50% cooldown reduction on a single unit. Disgust. Oh, okay. Scotty. Okay, Scotty made more sense, but yeah, it would have been crazy to see an amulet plus Crystal Maiden buff on a Sword Spirit. I think he would never stop jumping, like quite literally. But yeah, quite crazy.
Lefenia is still disconnected. Oh, that's a shame. Has a Drow Ranger in her shop. Oh no! Back to the Crystal Maiden.
No. All right, yeah. Regardless, back to Crystal Maiden. Oh, speaking. We don't even have to go away because it's gonna be against a disconnected. As right now we will see how much damage these spirits will do. Now this time the Maiden will not be hooked out, so the cooldowns will be reset. Delta Slam number 1 looking at punishment, just inflicting so much damage. Delta Slam number 2 will also come in, will eliminate the Pudge as well. The Crystal Maiden's still available, so the cooldowns are still quite low on all of these heroes. Delta Slam number 3 will miss, but that won't matter. As Daniel finally comes back, he wakes up, he's like, oh, what's happening? As he takes 14 damage. Dark Kuruk dropped to 6, and let's stop falling over this Crystal Maiden, because Dark Kuruk is about to die.
Yeah, definitely not having a good time with summoners over there at the last place. All right, Pivu, keep up the good work with that Crystal Maiden, who has a Hood of Defiance, really just wants to make sure it doesn't go down that quick. Back to Darkrook, 6 health, 4 heartbeats. Up at the top is K, but down here on the chop block is going to be this Savage Summoner. Didn't even get the 4 Savage. Kept the 3 Warrior for the front line, 3 Druid, 2 Scaled. It's a bit of smattering of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know about keeping that warrior front line. You really need this damage output, especially late in the game if you're running summoners. Against knights here, they are quite a stronger brick wall than the warriors at this point in time, and you can see why that is the case. Ravage will connect on the Omni Knight, but the Omni Knight is healing so much because of a Warlock Buck in the back. Omni Knight's gonna heal himself as well, gonna push forward the friendly fire as well, gonna connect and try and do as much damage as possible, but it's not good enough. No unit has died yet on the side of Digitams. Literally no units have been picked off, and you can see how invulnerable the Knights are versus the Summoner strat. Dark Haruk will be eliminated at 8th place, taking 19 damage. Leroy might follow at 13 HP.
13, yeah, getting down. Round 22, our first elimination in Group A for the Grand Finols. It's feels a little bit bad, man, but 3 Savage, 3 Druid, and 3 Warrior. I don't know about that mix. So, all right. Moving on, Leroy down here has a very strong opinion about his insects. They apparently suck. That's why he doesn't have any. But 4 scaled, 2 troll, and 4 warlock with a 3 warrior front line. It is a 1-star tide though. Those have a very hit or miss chance at 1-star.
Yeah, Tide Hunter already quite strong in its own natural 3-star, but we will see if that will even get to that point. The Silence is going to connect on all the spirits. This is quite massive because the Ember Spirit did not get any assistance for his Delta Slam, but we'll see if there is a Delta Slam to follow. All the spirits have already died. There is no longer enough spirits to get a combo off, and this is all due to that Disruptor Silence.
Ouch!
And it will insta-give the spirits as 23 damage directly into Pivo. Unfortunately, spirits don't even get the opportunity to scale up. And again, Disruptor, their enemy number 1.
Rip 3-star Crystal Maiden. It's just gone. Yeah, back into the wild. We released its energy back into the pool. So, that leaves us still here with Leroy at 13. Some big magic upgrades just actually picked up for K, and a 3-star Ember Spirit for Exanum, who also has now split into Mages Spirits. I guess is looking to upgrade that 1-star Crystal Maiden this late in the game. But yeah, good luck with that. We'll stick with Leroy just to see if he does bop down into Oblivion. But Me Warrior is not exactly wrong. He does have 3 warriors on the board.
Yeah, me Warrior, me Hunter. Chrono Cube gonna connect as well in a lot of units. The Endo's gonna get picked up before it's able to leave, but it heals up because of that Warlock buff, making sure it's sustainable. But the Ravage will connect, trying to pick up the Endo, but it's not successful. Will escape, but I'm not sure how long, because the Hunters are still alive in the back. All out attack can shut down the Temporal Assassin, but the arrow will fly through, connect on the Troll Warlord,
Rip.
and that will be the end of Leroy, as everyone's just going out one by one, literally every round.
Yep.
As 11 damage goes into Lefania.
They're, just like lemmings, one after another, right off the cliff into oblivion. But Showtime has brought to bear some of his powers with 3 warriors on the front. Definitely a lot of that today. 3 hunters and 3 void. So we saw that in good effect last round. The voids are really starting to shred some of these front lines.
He disconnects, unfortunately. Hopefully, he's already picked up everything he needed before then.
He has 18
yeah,
cash, so let's hope.
Yeah, Lefania, the bottom here with the 6 warrior strat. I'm not sure how this will play out. The Drow Ranger's still 1-star. This event is at 1-star. There's too many low star units on the board here to really make me feel comfortable that he or they will survive this this conflict. Disruptor gonna silence a lot of units here. Toss will come out as well. Gonna shut down the back line, but it's still not enough. Godstrat's gonna be traded here, but one Godstrat is stronger than the other. The Disruptor finally goes down here after the Warlock buff. Make sure that he survives as long as possible. The Tide will also drop here. The Warlock buff for the side of the Fania is not good enough, as the Knights, they're also sustainable. The Eno in the back, stolen the BKB, will try and push forward, but the Troll Warlord actually providing a lot of the damage output for the side of Lefania here, trying to push back against it, but the Eno is pressuring so hard, the Troll Warlord will finally get picked off, and unfortunately, just the Eno will not be strong enough against the rest of this sustainable backline.
Will take 12, doesn't die, but it's poison v poison. When you have it all-out attack up against the Yoink, well, yeah, the heals do counter out quite a bit of your own output from your own Eno. So, Shayla V. We did pick up a Troll Warlord during that, as we'll stick with Lefania here, as this is a potential kill. A Medusa to come into it, but where to go with it, what to do, who are you going to replace with it? Oh, goes up to 10. All right, well, we'll see if that makes or breaks the difference here. Oh, got a 2-star Shadow Fiend at the end.
Yeah, getting a 2-star Shadow Fiend is
Oh,
quite good, but
so many
against
spirits.
Exanim here, against this mage strat, this is quite a spooky conflict. BKB is active.
Oh!
Shiny is able to deflect that, but Delta Slam will connect with so many units. It's not even funny. Delta Slam number 3 comes out, and you can see the obliteration come out for all these warriors on Lefania. Doesn't seem to stand a chance against these Delta Slams, and Anno avoids one, but will not avoid a face check of a cannon, as Lefania will be picked off at 5th place now. Digitams wins as well. Showtime beat K and is actually on a win streak, but disconnect.
Yeah, 7 win streak there for Showtime as we're down to the top 4. Digi is holding on here as well with his Knights Trolls, question mark? Yeah, Knights Trolls, there we go. Warlock and Healer, so a little bit more of a traditional comp right there. Did not expect 2 Spirit players in our first game today, I'll tell you that. And there's quite a few scaled out there as well. So many people anticipated that there was going to be magic and spirits, and they still went out.
Yeah, I mean, K was top dog, so mages were number 1, so I can understand where the scale is coming from. Speaking of some more combat here, Digitimes versus Showtime against a disconnected player. The Silence will shut down quite a bit of units, but the Arrow plus Chrono Cube gonna control something. Ravage will connect on quite a bit of units, as well as the Refreshers Room to make sure that they're shut down for as long as possible. The Friendly Fire gonna try and connect with as many units as possible, gonna burst down so many units, but not close enough. The Dazzle's gonna heal himself, buy himself some time. Troll Warlord will secure the deal, and the Sven will actually get the last hit there on the Marana as Digichamps breaks the streak of Showtime. Why do people come back when they finally lose? As Showtime takes a lot of damage to the face.
Yeah, he took something like 15-ish damage. He has a lot of cash, finally bumps up to 10. It's really just Exanim now, not at the 10 range. And more Troll Warlords are coming through. A lot of people are taking the 3 warrior frontline seriously. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 players this round, all rocking the 3 warriors, at least when they died by the end of it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I don't think there's enough Troll Warlords in the universe for all 4 players here. We'll see. Exanim will be running that Mage Comp, and Disruptor is so good against it. We will see if that is enough. Ravage number 1 will connect on quite a bit of units. The Silence, though, will shut down the Tidehunter, but the Ravage number 2 will eventually come out, and there it goes. The Caudal is going to be low, and the Caudal Blast going to connect, but unfortunately, Templar Assassin has his shield up, so it will do absolutely nothing, and Exanim will take that loss here. Actually, no, scratch that. There's still 3 spirits. I completely forgot about the Spirit Brothers. They're just getting up the Templar Assassin, but the shield's going to be raised. The Sleight of Fist gonna miss completely, and the Sword Spirit and the Ember Spirit gonna try to do this damage, but the Templar Assassin is literally 1v3 here with so much damage. He's trying to break the shields, but he'll only break your spirit, literally, as Showtime takes that win against Exanim barely. Digitimes at 12 HP as well.
all right, well, Showtimes will continue to live and limp on. Ooh, Radiance is a butterfly, like both really good choices. Bloodthorn, I suppose, at the end of all that. Now it's going to take the Tombstone. All right, 3 Hunters and Voids, and didn't want to add any damage to that. Was going to go for the survivability trick, trying to scam into a top 3 situation. 9K MMRTA. What?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a miracle TA and a half. So
Yeah,
absolutely
works, man.
ridiculous.
Whatever works. She is really a very defensive unit for being on the Void Alliance and being a key staple in like even the Vigilant, because you got 4 Vigilant here.
Yeah, it
goes
is
long
quite
way.
a self-sustaining unit, if anything. It's quite strong in that regard, but we will see against the attempts here. Maybe one player will be eliminated, or maybe both will survive. Ravage will connect. Number 1 will be shut down by the Chrono Cube, but the Ravage number 2 will finally connect with the Troll Warlord in the back. Has been invulnerable. Templar Assassin in the back line will get picked up with the Knights. They're quite strong. They're still alive. Friendly Fire gonna connect, but only 2 shots, which means that it will not be enough. Omni Knight's gonna be make sure to sustain. He's still not dead. He's making sure that the infinite circle of healing is still maintainable. The Templar Assassin, or sorry, the Mirana gonna get picked off on the right hand side. The power shot as well. There's so many heals. They're still all alive, and this is the problem. There's too much sustain, and your units aren't focus firing. Your hunters were crying out loud. As 12 damage will go into Showtime, and unfortunately will not be able to push through that infinite sustain loop as Exanim drops to 7.
So something to point out is that Sven was second in damage all the way like until the end because he was the front line. Everybody was targeting him, and that's where all the heals got dumped, and he still didn't die. He died eventually after the entire
Right.
onslaught. But by then, damage is done. If you're focusing everyone because of the God mode, and all those vigilants are there on top of the Sven, and he ain't dying, well, the rest of your comp's about to be mincemeat. So good stuff.
Yeah,
from
if you
Digi.
can't kill a unit in the middle of a warlock comp like that and a heal comp, it's not gonna go well for you. As right now, Exanim is against, sorry, Digitabs is against K here, fighting through the mage comp. The Silence gonna buy some time, but the Caudal Blast gonna connect, not as much as he would have hoped. But the Lich ult's gonna bounce through back and forth here so low, and this is what I'm talking about. The units are not dying, so they're gonna heal up, and this is so bad. They're just sustaining through it, and that's such a disaster. K will
Digi
take 21
wins.
damage as Digitabs. He is somehow living by the skin of his teeth, and that is how he is winning these rounds.
Digi won both boards. 6 damage
Oh,
to
boy.
Xanim and so much more to K. This is actually pretty phenomenal stuff as our 4 knights, 4 warlock, 4 healer, 4 trolls are really just putting on their sunglasses and starting to roll down people.
Again, it's because of this infinite heal. That's just the fact that the Dazzle is healing the Necropulse, which is healing the Troll Warlord, which is healing himself. And it's just this chain of healing that's becoming extremely ridiculous to deal with. Unfortunately, K and Xanim are not dealing with it properly, or at least effectively. As right now, Digitabs will be against Xanim. Xanim at 1 HP. We'll see if he has enough changes to fight against this Delta Slam number 1 with Caudal Blast as well. Trying to punish as much as possible. The Silence will come out. But look at these units. They're also low, but you have to kill them. But the mechanism going to make sure that some of these units will survive. But finally, the burst will come through, and you can see the army of Digitabs collapsing. This is what happens when you run out of sustain. But hang on, the Sven is still alive. He's chopping through all these units. He's chop, chop, chop.
God
and
mode. God
healthy.
mode.
And the Digitab will clean through all of these units because Sven is literally in God mode. He is Super Saiyan number 3 as he cleaves through everything. Digitabs takes that win against Xanim barely, but the Sven makes it easy.
Sven got 5 kills. I don't know if you've clicked on Sven recently, but he's at 25 kills. This is a character that came into existence like, what, round 12, round 14? And now 32 rounds later is probably the kill leader on the board here. 25? Nope, never mind. We got a 40 kill troll and a 22 kill Eno to go with it. But damn, 25 kills, Sven. Hard to get rid of him.
The final hold. The mages versus the knights. The mages were dominant in the early game, but this is where the knights shine. The knights with the infinite sustained composition is quite brutal, but luckily the disruptor is actually missing for the side of Digitabs. Digitabs is going to get connected with double Caudal Blast, and all of his units are collapsing. This Sven, he will be the hero once again if he is able to push forward. The Caudal is trying to do as much damage as possible, but he needs to get another kill here, but the heal is too much. There's just too much heal from the Eno on the side of Digitabs, and he gets exactly 12 damage on 2K and will take that lobby against these dominant mages.
Who needs 3 stars, right?
Wow. Oh my god.
Having the 3 stars as an option is a fun change to the meta, but you know what is tried and true? It's the Knights. The Knights with the support. Now, it might not be LC anymore, it might not be 12 alliances, but you got your 2 Heartless, you got your Human in there, and then it's just 4 heals, 4 Warlock, burst healing all day. And that's enough to put Digitowns in first place of round 1, Group A. Not so bad, guys. Not so bad. Now we'll go out and we'll see if any of these other groups are still rocking. But that wraps up round 1 for Group A, and we will see Digi and K again, I believe, in the next lobby. And I don't actually see any other lobby. So I think that will be it for round 1, guys. That means we should have the scoreboard here wrapped up in just a moment. But once we do get that out, we will know who exactly is leading and who will be in our next round. So, Spirits. Spirits put up a good show today so far. As Blue is AFK, I guess.
No, I'm here. I was sorry. I was just reading the stuff. Sorry, what were you saying?
It's okay, dude. It's okay. Let's look at not that page. We're just waiting for the scoreboards here to be updated.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so here's the official list of changes. We had the hot fix basically the same day. I don't know why there was two pushes with an early bird and then a whole bunch of hot fixes, right? But
Well, yeah. I guess they were like hot fixes,
but
as
as
they
we
were
did
literally straight after.
as we did mention, Crystal Maiden, Geomagnetic Grip for the your spirit, Enigma, Terrorblade. So you're asking about Terrorblade, right?
Right.
At 3 stars, Terrorblade gains 100% pure damage against demons or an enemy champion with an active demon alliance. So wristfuls, or I would imagine that would be also then the summons from an Essex, yeah?
Yeah.
So Terrorblade is terrorizing demons. It kind of reminds me of the old Demon Hunter buff once upon the time, but yeah, that is the exact wording. Tiny gets bigger every time he takes anything. Every time he tosses an enemy, he gains in size. And the paralyzing cast, this is what you were talking about, right? At 3 stars, Witch Doctor also curses units, doing 20 per damage. At the end, they'll take an extra 40% of all damage taken during the curse. This is a Dota ability, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah. It is called Maledict. So it is the ability that when you apply to a target, whatever damage they have received or the HP they have lost during that, they will take 40% more of that. That's not the exact number, but taking the numbers from the Underlords, it just does a lot of burst damage if you do quite a bit of damage already. So again, it's quite massive because people don't notice that the cask is used quite early, and on top of stuff like a friendly fire, on stuff on top of like a Kono blast, right? You will insta give quite a bit of units if you don't, if you're not careful. If that does connect, and again, that 3-star Witch Doctor, I think once we see it utilized, will be quite a potent master when it comes to damage output, and it'll just be taking some time to see who picks it up first. I believe Witch Doctor is only a 2-star unit, so it's not that difficult either.
I believe he's tier 2 unit. I think that's what you're getting
Yeah, yeah, he's a tier 2 unit.
But yeah, will we see it in solos? Not entirely too sure. I can tell you in duos, especially with Hobgin Knights, which is definitely still a thing, especially in duos. This is going to be terribly, terribly effective, especially since refresher orbs on paralyzing casks is definitely a thing. And now I think it can even be a better thing, which I'm super excited for. We got the scoreboard all updated. Obviously, these are the points coming into it. And now at the end of round 1, here are your placements. As Digi, Nirvana, Beck, I still don't know his name, Alone in the Dark, K, Hasioplex, Goat, and Dot Shame will be making up our Group A round 2 coming up here in about 6 or 7 minutes, Blue. But Shame was the one that kind of innovated the demons strat last week for us. Got him into the
Yeah.
top 32, or at least I think he was already in there, but he got a better placing for it, and has gotten second place in his first round. I'm curious to see if he's still sticking to that strat.
Yeah, I mean, if he does stick to that strat, we'll have to see. I mean, probably Terrorblade's probably prevalent in that composition now, as well as the fact that its 3-star ability is quite good. Again, it's just really niche to me, so I doubt that will come into play that often. It's not like everybody's running demons, right? It's not like back in the day where running all demons was a strat. So we will see if he will stay consistent. He is in the first lobby, I believe. So yeah, I mean,
He'll be with us for round 2.
yeah, absolutely. So we will see how he will play with the top dog or top dogs. Everybody here is a top dog. There's 32 top dogs here that are fighting for it. So
I don't know, man. We
we'll
also
see.
got the goat in here
Yeah.
with his cute little goat icon.
I see. I see.
I'll,
Okay.
I'll give you some time
Okay.
here to join the lobby. We're going to take a quick break here, guys, but the lobby should be ready within the next few moments when we come back. Round 2 of the Grand Finols as we start marching onward and upward towards the cash prizes. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the all clear Group A of round 2. Apparently ready to go. Let's just do a quick confirm. Everyone has hit the check marks, and that means we are ready to rumble. So the Grand Finals of Group A, round 2. Bringing in some high rollers, some top dogs, and a goat, as we did mention. And with these guys now here in the lobby, as again, last week, Shame was the one that brought forward the 3-star Demon Strat. We've now seen a 3-star Crystal Maiden, although it didn't do very good. So what else can we kind of bring to the table that's kind of break the meta this week?
Tiny Smash. I'm not even kidding. That's a big tiny. You get it at 3-star this early. I mean, again, Earth Spirit is a mini Ravage. What else is there that? Oh, again, Witch Doctor. Like, there's so many crazy abilities being added. Sticky Napalm is actually not that bad as well. For down the line, just for that burn effect, quite interesting.
So
how that will play out.
We saw Shame with the 3-star Warlock, 3-star Drow, 3-star Bat with a wristful. He did insane damage. He was doing 7k damage by round 10. Like it was an insane output. The fire, the pure damage, the bonus, plus an Essex, right? He had like a plus 1,000 pure damage at one point. It's insane. It was stupid. It was great, but it was like, yeah, there are definitely some things that can break the game, so to speak.
Numbers, very high numbers, as we go to show. But yeah, I mean, looking. Ooh.
You know what's happening already. I'm on Shame. You know I'm on Shame, and you know what's happening already.
Oh boy, why is his stuff? Why is that Warlock glowing purple? Is that just me?
Might just be you.
I don't know. That Warlock was glowing purple for a second there. I don't know. But regardless, yeah, look at that. Warlock and Chaos Knight. I mean, 3-star Chaos Knight, monster. 3-star Warlock, monster. Shame. All the demon gang.
Is he gonna go with the 3-star paralyzing cask too?
Oh, that would be disgusting. That would actually be disgusting.
Let's add pure damage on top of your pure damage, you know?
If you manage to land a Requiem on top of cast, you're guaranteed to do so much damage due to that Maledict.
Alright. Another Witch Doctor, another Drow.
Oh my god. He's actually gonna go for it, the Mad Lad.
Throwing a Pudge out there. Anything you can do to survive for now. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye out. He will stay on 2 units and open fort for a while for those free rerolls, but Goat picks up a 2-star Drow. Doesn't put it on board, though. So he's also looking for kind of like this open fort situation. You can see some Shadow Demons on the bench here of Goat. Actually, how many people are stalking demons? Let's take a look. They know Shame's in the game.
Yeah, you shall not pass. Is their motto.
1, 2, 4 players have Shadow Demons right now.
Oh, okay. So, except Shame, which is, I guess, a good thing for them.
Well, Shame has the 2-star. Actually, Beck has the 2-star as well.
Yeah, already 2-2-stars on the field. It's quite interesting. Actually, never mind. Everybody's getting 2-stars now. You get a 2-star. You get a 2-star. Fortunately, Goat, again, as you mentioned, Draw Ranger, still not put down. It's not the best 2-star. I mean, if you look at everybody else's 2-star, they're actually quite effective in the early game. But Drow ain't one of those. And hit that. It's another pickup. Witch Doctor 2-star already. Oh, baby. That's going to be spicy. Selling the Draw Ranger and the Pudge, not picking up the 2-star Witch Doctor yet. I'm actually quite surprised he is not doing so. Probably to get the money.
Money, money, money. Shame's at 10, so he should pick it up now. Yep, there it is. More Shadow Demons. More Shadow Demons? Is he done with Shadow Demons?
More Shadow Demons. Just demons. Any kind of demon, right? We are not discriminate of any type of demon, not just the shadow ones.
All demons are welcome here.
Yeah, also the chaos ones, also the fiend ones, also the demons that aren't even demons, aka Warlock.
And Wristful honorary members, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll keep an eye out there on the scoreboard, but we'll flip over to some of these streakers. We got 2 right now. It's Kane Alone at the Dark all the way up at the top, And it's take your pick.
Ooh.
Is it Alone in the Dark or is it K? Who do you want to watch?
We'll go with Alone in the Dark. We were at on K for quite a bit previous rounds, so I think it's only fair. Alone in the Dark with that big fish as a hat for the Shadow Demon. Actually, no, that's not a hat. It's on the side, but that looks like a hat.
Yeah, the big fish for a hat. What?
Yeah, if forced perspective makes that look like a hat for a solid second. But regardless, we will see how this will go for Alone in the Dark. Is trying to keep that streak alive. Does have insects. They're the number one enemies of early game players. As unfortunately, they're not very easy to deal with this early. The shield did a lot there, but Luna 1-star will not be your friend, especially if it has no defensive. So another win for Alone in the Dark. I'm sure K will have the same opportunity on his side
Yeah, he will.
as yeah, getting that solid win on his end as well.
All right, I just have to point out, Shame's in the lobby. He's probably very vocal about what the heck he's trying to do.
I want demons.
There are 4 warlocks, including a 2-star warlock that Hasioplex is hoarding. There are so many shadow demons around. Plus, people are holding bats. Plus, they're holding knights. Plus, they're holding demons.
Yeah, unfortunately, no mages it seems, or at least those who are going for mage strat have showed their intent, while everybody else is just like, I don't know what I want to do today.
I think the better narrative is I just don't want Shame to get his demons. I think
Yeah,
that's just the guiding light right now.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll just say that everyone is out for blood and they don't want Shame to get those demons. It is quite a effective strat. Again, back in the day, we used to see that the all demon strat, right, with the quaps of pain, with the shadow fiends and all that shenanigans. But that fell out of favor, and now Shame is saying that it's not falling out of favor. It is still OP. Um, as he puts the Chaos Knight down, and now the demons, they're coming. He hasn't found a warlock in years though, so this strat might be sinking real fast.
Again, all the warlocks. Okay, so Hasio has a 2-star. Shame has 1. K has 2.
It's still not enough to deteriorate all of the warlocks. It doesn't reduce the odds, but it's just really unfortunate. He's not finding anything. Like, literally nothing. Not a glimpse of a warlock, nor any of the necessary heroes.
Wow, these insects are really doing good for Alone in the Dark. Really doing good. Heartless Insects is a very good early game. You can see that the streaks are continuing. Goat actually continues into a 4 streak, I believe, right there. As Alone in the Dark is, I believe, on 7. Hasn't lost yet. 7-0 with a high net worth. Is also looking for these druids. A lot of druid splash, as we did mention a little bit earlier on. But today is just demons, knights, and keep away. That's what this round is so far. It's just demons, knights, trolls, and keep away from Shame.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best way to deal with demons is obviously just to burst them down, and that's what some of the players are also doing. Like, for instance, at the moment, Nervin is running the mage strat, but at the moment, Alone in the Dark, of course, against K. K has already lost his streak. We'll see if Alone in the Dark will be able to cash the bag, but it looks like K will not make that easy for him.
Not
as
looking good.
Again, the infinite sustain. This is kind of the saddest ways to lose, right? It's you're like, oh, it's at 20 HP. Oh, nope, it's at 500 HP now. All good.
Rip.
Rest in pieces, that streak. The goat, though, is going bah, as the streak is still going.
He's such a badass right now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Countdown to round 9. This will be items. Next round will be Underlords. If we're looking out and about, this is actually another Insects. Goat is another Insects player right now, early on. But, I mean, it's anybody's game. Shame likely with the Nesix, right? K could go either way, a Nesix or the Hobgin. Probably the same for Hasio. We don't have any warriors. There are no Brawnies. We see no spirits other than Storm Spirits out there. So very little cause to think that there's going to be an Eno coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't seem like anybody who wants to play Enos. Of course, with Knights, it's quite effective, but we'll have to see what kind of Eno is available to the players. Because, of course, if it's the kind of Eno that is not useful, then nobody will pick it up. So
Not useful.
I was gonna say inefficient, but that makes no sense. So
Inefficient,
I,
maybe. Yeah.
inefficient. Regardless, right? It's not useful, therefore not picked up. Quick maths.
All right,
As
Underlords, come to us.
we will see, Digitam's already at the bottom with the mage strat. Digitam's all how the turntables went from knights to mages,
There's a Jewel coming in for Hunters. There's a Yoink
and a one.
NO, right?
Shame obviously goes in Essex. That's
Yeah, called that. All
uh,
right, both NOs actually out. Don't know what Beck is planning to do with an all-out attack, but it is there. Okay, all four people represented today. We have Let's Go Crazy. Only the one Barrels of Fun, but one of every other is out there. That's one of the more diverse lobbies we've had.
Yeah, it's a 3-2-2 and a 1. Of course, this is the theoretical perfect balance of a lobby. I mean, 2-2-2-2-2 is idealistic, but it's not realistic in that sense. But still, again, this is quite the balanced lobby. We will see which Underlord prevails this time, though, as Sword Spirit jumps to the back for the goat. The Jewel, again, this is quite a bit of damage with friendly fire. Gonna show you what real damage looks like as Kapow.
Marana, 2,200. Hobgin, 4,000.
Yeah, I mean, who you talk about as he bursts everything to the ground. I mean, you do not underestimate the fire boy.
The fire boy, the fire bug, yeah. All right, so the only streaker right now is Shame. This is a bit of a familiar comp. It's a bit different than what I think we've been used to over the last 2 weeks with Shame, but it is still the same flavor. We got the 2-star Chaos out there. We're rocking into some Warlocks. We have the Knights and the Trolls. The Warlock situation is just abysmal.
It is really abysmal. You could not have put it a better way. Unfortunately, running a full Demon's Chat without the without being able to do so. Look at that. The Chaos Knight is literally preventing the Shadow Fiend from ever using his ulti. That is the worst way to die, and it will do so. And actually, I reckon I'm gonna connect here, but NO gonna be in the middle of this hectic pact, and again, unfortunately, that silence is just so devastating, especially when you do not have that Warlock buff down, and that will be the end of that. Shame will take 10 damage, and I'm sure he is extremely frustrated without fighting these Warlocks.
Well, speaking of Warlocks and Knights, right? Hasioplex on the other side of that fight was Knights Warlock with a Druid splash in here, 2 Trolls instead of the 3. But again, 2-star Warlock, 2-star Bat, and then we got the double 2-star Druids here with quite a few Knights, including Chaos Knights, on the bench on top of it. So we'll follow Hasio here, who is now streaking up to 3. We'll take on Alone in the Dark, but Shame has to adapt, man. That's the only way to survive this lobby right now.
Exactly. Unfortunately, will not be able to play his favorite strat of the game of the tournament. Requiem will connect on a few units, but that's unfortunately a 1-star Shadow Fiend, and 1-star Shadow Fiend will not be enough here unless the Golem in the back actually gonna do some work. Chop, 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 as he just cuts through all of these units. Also counts as a demon, therefore will buff up everybody else. That lifesteal is ridiculous, and actually takes that win. Shame takes 4 damage to K.
So Nirvana will stay at the top, 81 health with 3 mage, 2 primordial, has double razors. Where is Nirvana? There we go. Whoop, okay, almost picked Mantle of the Flayed Twins for him. There's a lot of spirits though here. There's a lot of spirits on the bench here of Nirvana. So 3 magic, 6 magic. Not entirely too sure how it'll go, but if there's a 3-star Razor in the mix, it could definitely happen. 3-star Razor also now steals attack damage from people, just like I believe that happens in the real game, in the real Dota there as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. I would expect to see spirits splashed in sometime soon. Hasio or Digi? Who do you want to watch?
Let us go with Hasioplex. Right now, running the Knight with the Warlocks. Let's have a Druid splash still. Oh, why not both? Exactly. We'll see who pushes through the streak here. Hobgin versus, I believe, an NO here. We'll try and push forward against the mages. We'll Requiem connect a lot of units are affected by it, but friendly fire has to come out here if he wants to push forward. But actually, it's an LGC Hobgin, and it might not matter if it doesn't have friendly fire, or maybe it will, as unfortunately, there's not enough damage coming out, and the Crystal Maiden, not the greatest damage unit. If I see Crystal Maiden, it's not usually damage the first word that comes to my mind. So,
But hey,
fortunately,
man, pikes make big differences on Crystal Maidens.
I guess so. As Hasioplex takes that win.
Yeah, Hasio will continue streak. The two streakers did have a streak off, I guess, and Digi does lose out. So Hasio continues on, 76, down all the way down to 52 there for our pal Beck. So it's not that bad a lobby. Nobody's kind of bleeding out super early, but Yoink Eno is certainly putting in work with these healers Warlocks, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. With this Endo being able to sustain everything is quite a beast. Of course, the upside to that is how much sustain it is able to do. The downside is, of course, Endo is a squishy boy, and the Knights, if they get focus fired, will not be as effective. But if it works like this, then certainly keep going. Hasioplex gets another win against Goat. No, now at 40 HP, actually, another one. I believe that's Ochikarik at 37 HP. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I call him Beck.
Oh, that's Beck. Okay, we'll call him Beck.
I don't know what his name
Beck?
is.
Yeah, I swear that's Ochikarik. But regardless, Beck will be at 37 HP already.
Yeah, we said said nobody was really kind of taking a big bleed out, but then all of a sudden 37 health. Yeah, so not sitting very well here for our Russian friend who is into magic and primordial, has that one lone warlock out there of the Shadow Fiend. So even with these barricades, it's not doing very well with them. We'll continue on with Hasio though, who does have 4 knights on board. Everyone here at 7 units except Beck, who's now up at 8. So Hasio and Nirvana. Nirvana actually was the one that hit Beck so hard that round.
Yeah, we'll see the mages. We'll see where that fight is from Nirvana here, but that's not number one. Gonna punish, and look at that cleanup. Remember, this is how you kill off the knights. You burst them down before they get a chance to heal, and that is exactly what happened. The warlock is thrown into the air as the Abaddon is taken care of. The Void Spirit can appear right behind the Eno just to smack it in the butt, as now the Eno will be picked off. Gentle Slam right in the middle will get taken.
That's just some style points for that last Delta Slam right there. So goodbye streak. Hasioplex barely knew ye. But 3 magic, 3 spirit. This is, again, another emerging trend of today. This is our 3rd player on stream to have it. Down at 31 health. We were looking for more spirits here for our pal. What were you going? Ostrich?
Yeah, I call him Ochikarik, or it's Ostrich, but regardless, we'll just call him Beck. Whatever, we'll call him Beck.
But it doesn't look like the spirits are quite agreeable for our pal Beck here today.
Yeah, fortunately not the case. The spirits are not with him. They are not communicating with him. In fact, the Morphling's gonna get taken down as well as the Sword Spirit. The Underlords not even gonna do enough as the Sword Spirit jumps in, again gonna get picked off. The Doom on the Shadow Fiend as well. Not gonna help as matters go from bad to really, really bad to, well, actually 7 damage is not that bad, considering, but still quite a significant amount.
Woo, Goat! Definitely not living up to his name today. 22 health will actually go straight to the bottom after that 14 hit.
I mean, you're either a goat or a goat, so I mean, there's no in between, unfortunately. It looks like, as now at 22 as well.
Just taking a quick look at the comp here. 4 Heartless. Again, anybody that seems to be applying into Heartless these days is almost a one-way ticket to bottom 4. It is very few games that we've seen Heartless do very well when it's more than 2 of them.
Apparently, if you have no empathy, you will not succeed. No, the Underlord at the moment, at least. As right now, again, Heartless not being very effective. As jump back to I'm watching Goat here as against K. We'll see how effective that will be against these Knights. The E6 will make sure the damage bolster will be quite massive here. Ravage connects, but not on the effective units. The Jewel trying his best to distract them as barrels will fly out. Make sure they do as much damage as possible. The enthrall on the Tidehunter not gonna be fast enough. Will actually finally get picked off here, but bit too little, too late. The ND6 was already dead. So Goat losing again takes 6 damage.
There's a few too many 1 stars here for Goat. It doesn't look like that the rerolls were very kind to them there. Ooh, could pick up that Mirana and easily just throw that in. Oh, there's an axe and a Sand King on that row, and they gave up a Faceless Void. Ooh, feels
Yeah,
bad,
it
man.
potentially it's just too wishy-washy. If you look at his board, it's like he saw something, was like, "Hey, that's a good idea," and then put it in, and then realized, "Wait, hang on, this isn't a good idea," and then swapped it out. And that's kind of the problem right now. I don't see a solid strat on this team. Like, where is this team going? Is it going to the bottom 8? Well, we will see. Ravage will connect on all of these mages in the front line. The Coddle is gonna survive though. Coddle Blast not doing as much damage for the fact that the scaled buff will keep them healthy. The mages gonna get pushed forward here. The Lifestealer quite a behemoth when it comes to pushing and dealing that damage. So it looks like Goat will be taking a win here. Coddle Blast will not be enough.
Yeah.
So Goat will be taking that win. But again, it's just a mishmash of quite a few things, and I feel like this isn't a team. This is more like a group of people.
Well, getting the 2-star life stealer and then throwing the crown of antlers on him. The crown of antlers was on the witch doctor before this round. Was definitely
Right.
a big boon, but right, we're kind of just throwing in as many warriors as we can to make the 3 warrior buff happen because it's a 1-star slaughter and a 1-star tide with possible 3 stars on the bench, but we're just not finding him here. Like Goat is not rolling any
Well,
useful upgrades.
he he's rolling units to eventually go into a 3 star of another hero. But the problem is that he doesn't have the money, nor is he picking them up at all. He doesn't know what he wants. I don't know what he wants at this point.
Well, you said could it be a bottom 4? It's looking like a bottom 4 right now, still at the bottom of the lobby.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark will be engaging against Go. We'll see if he is able to push forward against Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark manages to land the Let's Go Crazy. We'll pick off the Jewel, but it looks like the Jewel will survive due to being fighting against melee units. It looks like he'll be pushing forward, actually. Goat might be able to survive just long enough to engage this Marana with that crit stick. Will eliminate the Hobgin, and unfortunately, the stunned Umbra Ranger and the Weaver with low HP will be taken out. So Goat will stay in, and he might start streaking, but let's not jinx it because right now, again, Goat team is not looking very good in terms of reliability.
Well, Goat fought upwards, 8 units to 9, still 1s. That's a good sign for him. We'll see how it continues on. But mages. We have now 3 mages players, 2 of them at 6, with very identical comps, actually almost exactly identical comps, between Digi and Beck, and they're both on the bottom rung here as we're going to watch Beck at his 6 health. He got hit real hard. These 6 mages got to beat Digi's 6 mages. Otherwise, he's out of the game.
Exactly. This is Voldemort versus Harry Potter, and the winner will be Harry Potter. We will see. Auto Blast will connect, but the Coddle misses, and the clear out, and boom, there it goes. In a Mage v Mage composition, you have to land the first shot, and if you miss your shot, you will regret it, as unfortunately, Beck will be going out as his Coddle is defective. Send that back, get a refund, as he takes 10 damage.
Round 20 knockout. Oh, feels real bad here at round 2. It's going to be very hard. Even if Beck gets first place in his next game, I don't think that will be enough to get him back into a Group A. So it's probably the last we're going to see of him today, which kind of feels bad for him. But, you got one shot. Mom's regretty. The comp didn't work, man.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
But we do got some heartbeats still on the floor. Goat, you said you didn't want to jinx it, is actually still streaking. No, sorry, is now streaking. That's 3-0 for him. K up at the top at 75, also streaking. Moonshards, Vlad's, Cadence for Goat. Probably going to throw that on a Medusa if he gets the chance. But yeah, 3-0. I think K is sitting at 4-0 right now, and everyone in between is kind of still clawing for position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Goat getting that cadence play will be effective, especially on a Draw Ranger who has nothing else better to do at least. So again, still trying to get 2 stars, but the problem is after you get your 2 stars, what are you gonna do about having literally no money? And we will see if he gets to that point. Shame. Speaking of which, at 36 HP as well, still in a situation where has a tradition into knights. So we will see if he's able to push through against this. So right now, pushing against Goat's team here, now losing already quite a few units. So Barrel's gonna come out, gonna pick off the Dazzle. That's quite major, but the Jewel will get picked off as well. The Golem will come out on the right hand side. It looks like this might be the end of Goat here if no units fall fast enough. And these will get picked off, which is nice, but the Marana will be following suit. The Witch Doctor
Whew.
and the Drow will solve. A 14 damage goes in. If that Anesix did not die, Goat would be out of this world.
And
As now, 2 HP.
Digi also ran over Shame's clone down at the end there, so losing on both boards. Definitely not great for Shame this round. Shame with a 2-star Legion Commander. Hello.
Huh?
just holding on to it for a rainy day, I suppose. You know.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no.
Yeah, put it in. Doesn't need 4 trolls, I guess, when you got a
Oh,
0-kill Legion
God.
Commander ready to roll. I guess we're on
Oh,
Shame now,
God.
just to see how it goes. But this is our first Legion Commander of the day.
He is against Hazioplex. Oh God, why? The Legion Commander will do as much damage as possible. Remember, you can't heal this bastard. He's just gonna feed damage. And unfortunately, I mean, luckily it's a ghost, so it does absolutely nothing. But regardless, Legion Commander is utterly useless here, as he got nerfed to the ground, and the push forward here from the side of Hazioplex will just back this composition
That's
from
what, 20
Dave.
damage. Oh, 19 damage.
Yeah, that's 19 damage. Why Legion Commander? Oh!
I don't know. I really just wanted to see if that was gonna turn the tide or not, and it didn't. Goat will hang on. Took a few hits there on top of Digi, but is going to survive at 2 health. That leaves us with Shame at a heartbeat of 17 with this new LC. Hasio is actually still down here as well. 26 looked real good against Shame, but is not measuring up to everyone else with the 6 knights on board.
I think that was disproportionate because of the Legion Commander. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. The Legion Commander is making this board seem stronger than it is. It is a -1, if anything.
Back to Goat.
Yeah, back to Goat against Nirvana here. We will see if he's able to fight through again. Still, finally gets a 2-star Tidehunter, but I'm not sure if that will be enough. The Delta Sun #1 gonna connect on all the units, and they're all gonna be silenced for quite a bit of time. The Ravage finally gonna come up, but the Caudal is finally gonna get that Caudal Blast off, and you can see how quickly his team falls apart because there is no plan going into the late game, and Goat gets cleaned up so quickly as he goes out, and 6th place Shame gets cleaned up as well because Legion Commander is not a good unit, guys. Not anymore.
Feels bad. Goat lost on both boards. Nirvana and Alone in the Dark both took him down. And then Shame very quickly makes an exit out there as well. So there was no Warlock at all in the picture for Shame. Just couldn't find one. Too many people playing Keep Away. All the worst things happening. This leaves us with Hasio down at the bottom. 3 players at 4 knights. 2 of them at 6 knights. Hasio is one of them. 4 healers, 6 knight, and the Warlocks. This is 10 units. This is as strong as he gets, Blue.
Absolutely. Chivalry. Chivalry ain't dead as they will fight back here. The Doom finally comes out, connects on the Omninet. It's quite a big Doom, but luckily the Doom is still going, but the Omnit's not dying. He's getting healed up so quickly, and the Omninet might be able to survive through the Doom. No way. He's actually living through it. In fact, he didn't die at all. I don't think Hazioplex has lost a unit yet, and that is ridiculous. He has just beat Alone in the Dark without losing a single unit.
Took out half his health in the process, too. 23 damage to get hit there. So Alone in the Dark, welcome to the Heartbeat Club, as Nirvana's down here as well. Digi ran him over a unit down, and K also won up against one of the clones at 10 health. So the 9s are beating the 10s almost, except for Hasio there beating Alone in the Dark. It's an interesting way to go, but it shows you the powers of the comps of the people still remaining.
I mean, just because you have more does not mean you are going to, win more. It's unfortunately not the case, as right now Hazioplex still being able to sustain that much is so disgusting. But we'll see. Unfortunately, no Witch Doctor again this time. Again, I think Witch Doctor would be really good here, but unfortunately, nobody managed to find one. So regardless, it will be K versus Hazioplex here. K, we will see if he will be able to beat Hazioplex in this situation. God Strength, BKB rather, will be applied here on the left-hand side. God Strength will finally come out here, trying to cleave through against K's squad, and K looking like his team is unable to sustain through fast enough. The Enthrall comes out, but the Enthrall won't proc because the Abaddon refuses to
Woo!
die.
Is this team never dies? Is this actually team never dies? 6 knights,
Hazioplex
4
has
healers. Is that enough?
his entire team hasn't lost a single unit since I think a turn ago or a round ago. This team is team invulnerable, team indestructible, or whatever you want to call it.
Team needs to finish up these 1-stars.
Yeah, I mean, if he finishes up these 1-stars, I have a hard time seeing who can kill these things. If I'm being honest, I
Well,
mean perhaps Digitabs.
Down to Alone in the Dark is at 10 health, has a bit of a smattering of everything, including Brutes, Hunters,
Oh.
4 Heartless. We know
Is against
where this is
Digitabs.
happening.
Yeah, at the moment I am watching Digitabs here face against Alone in the Dark versus K. Currently engaged. We'll see how much damage this goes through. Focus Fire gonna come out.
Well,
They take
Hassio's
the
out.
pick up of the Abaddon. Hazioplex will be eliminated by Digitabs as he gets bursted by the Mage Strength, but Digitabs loses to Nirvana. Hazioplex, King of Invulnerability, not very invulnerable when all of your units die at once, as K takes 13 damage.
I guess Hassio wasn't Team Never Dies. It was just Never Fought Digi. It was just Team
Well,
Never
yeah,
Fought Digi.
Well, I got the tail end of that fight, and it was a lot of units died from a single Cono Blast. Again, just a chain of burst damage before any heals come out, and suddenly, your units are dead, and then your formation breaks. Again, a little bit. Knights in that sense are more like a tower, right? If you take out the base of that tower, everything falls apart. So, Alone in the Dark against, K against Nirvana here, will be fighting through. We'll see how much damage they do to each other here as the Delta Slam number 1 gonna connect. Cono Blast as well. Delta Slam number 2, we'll see if it comes out, and it will. Delta Slam number 2 cleans up the rest. And the Knights, once again, are self-dealt away as K gets eliminated. Nirvana takes care of that, and the Spirits gets the top 3.
And Alone in the Dark beats Digi? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like, this is the weirdest game of rock, paper, scissors I've seen in a while. But good stuff from K, gets into the top 4. Not enough, I think, to see them next round. But, hey, got into the top 4 by the end of it. Alone in the Dark with the Heartless, still holding on. We got the 6 Mage, 2 Primordial, and randomly 2 Brawnies because there's now an Axe with a Radiance in here for Digi, and Nirvana with the 6 Mage, 3 Spirits. Pick your poison. Who we after?
Right now, I'm watching Alone in the Dark versus Nirvana here. We will see if he is able to push forward against Nirvana. Right now, the Spirits are going to jump back and forth. The Sun number 1 going to connect on quite a bit of these units, but Nirvana with the Mage Comp, with the Coddle Blast as well, might connect, but the Coddle is going to get picked off here soon enough, and it looks like there's not enough kills coming out. The Sun number 3, though, is going to take out so many units that both Bears going to get picked off as well. The Thunder are going to follow suit, and it's just the Hovgen. Hovgen is unable to trade, and Alone in the Dark will be picked off. Digitabs actually loses to Alone in the Dark, so it's now Mage v Mage. Remember what I said, Voldemort versus Harry Potter here. Or actually, who else is a good Mage v Mage? Invoker versus Rubik. Yes, let's go with that.
Gandalf versus Dumbledore. Duh.
Ah, yes, another one. Yeah. Right now,
Your
we'll
comparisons went real wide there.
Yeah, we went from movies to Dota, but regardless, as Vana versus Digitabs, I mean, it is the Spirit Brothers versus the Lich King. So we'll have to see who takes the cake here. There is a big boy axe as well. So
yeah, Axe with the
truly
Radiance.
the Lich King.
It's double coddle, and an axe for all the AoE damage up against the spirits, right? So this is magic versus magic spirits. This is a little bit of warlock and a little bit of spirit.
All right, we'll see the bounce back and forth. Lich O's finally gonna come through. Requiem gonna connect as well. Quite a bit of units, but the BKB on the Coddle, but he's gonna miss. He's actually gonna fire in the wrong direction, but 3 units walk straight into it, but it will be enough? Surely not, as the Shadow Fiend will finally get the pick off, but Nirvana will lose severely, and so many units are low, but not low enough. The Coddle did not fire in the right direction. As now, Digitems and Nirvana 6-2.
That is double 2-star coddles. Double 2-star coddles for Digi. We put him between a Crystal Maiden with a Vesture of the Tyrant, just making sure that we can get these blasts off. And it's just unfortunate we couldn't find that second axe. A 2-star axe would have went a long way. Nirvana doesn't look like he got the 2-star Lich. Still has a few mages on the bench, but this is it. 6v2. I don't think you can go lower than any of this damage, so this is for the cake, Blue.
Exactly, the Coddle on the right-hand side will have to be the main victory condition here as the Requiem connects, but a lot of these units are getting picked off from the back line for the side of Digitems. Digitems losing quite a bit of units. In fact, already lost a lot of units. The Morsley gonna try and avoid the friendly fire, but it's not gonna be able to evade enough. It's just the Hobgood now versus the Coddle versus the Scorch Grid, but the Coddle Blast will secure the bag, and Digitems will be losing it to Nirvana, who will be taking the lobby.
Nirvana back-to-back top 2. Same with Digi, so we will see them again in the next round here in Group A. But, man, like, Mage v Mage, by the time we were done with it, it was too close to call. I would have put my money on Digi with the double coddles by the end of it, but Nirvana really kind of playing around that, spreading out, trying to play misdirect and misfire, and, well, worked out in the end with enough spirit damage to boot. 15-15 for the top record. Definitely was a hard-fought lobby today. Whew.
Absolutely crazy. We will see how the standings look straight after this, but Mages v Mages this time. I mean, the previous lobby we had Mages v Knights, so will we see Knight v Knights next lobby?
We saw a lot of Knights this round. A lot of Knights.
It's Mages or Knights at the moment. Doesn't say. I mean, Shame of course running the demons, but unfortunately not as fortunate this time with his composition. But we'll see if he can bounce back into the first lobby next, or at least in the final round, as obviously next round he will not be here.
No. So we're going to be waiting for the scoreboard. All the other groups have actually wrapped up. So Group A was the one that kind of went a little long, which is completely fine. But we do have, again, our top 2. Digi and Nirvana, we will 100% see again. Digi going from a first to a second, but by the skin of his teeth. Could have easily been a double first. That would have put him in a really good front runner situation to take home the majority of the points today and see if that's enough to bring them into cash range, as we are in Grand Finals, guys. Round 3 coming up. We're down to 2 lobbies. After that, it's the top 8, and those guys bringing home all the points that they can, right? That is going to determine who goes home with the lion's share of today's money.
Exactly. I mean, Nirvana and Digitems are quite close to each other, neck and neck. Digitems was so close to getting that double 1-1, but of course, getting that 1-2 is not bad. Alone in the Dark with that 1-3, Exanim with that 3-1. I mean, a lot of people trying to chase the tail of the top dogs, and our next lobby will certainly be a really tough one, as we have even like the 7th or 8th place can turn it around if they get first, and if Nirvana is unable to be consistent, right? So a lot of danger here, a lot of potential flip around if it will happen.
So with the scoreboard now out, our next round will be all the top placers, I do believe. So that means we should see Nirvana and Digi again with Alone in the Dark. Exanim 854 gets from a 3rd to a 2nd in the 2nd round, bumps all the way up to 5th place currently. Next round should be top 16, I believe, as well. So basically from Rakoshni up is going to be the remaining players. Hasio just misses the cutoff for Group A. Will actually be seed 1 in Group B, which will be off stream. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, still fighting back. We'll see. We'll see how that goes around.
Yeah, and the goat's down there with Pervac. Pervac is somebody you can't really sleep on, but double 4s. It's not their week.
Consistent.
Not their week. Yeah, consistency is great, but you needed a bit of a lower number.
You'd rather be consistently 1 than consistently 4, right? So I guess not very satisfied with a consistent 4th placer needs. I mean, that's good enough for MMR, but certainly not for a tournament.
No, not yet, not yet. Okay, we do have the next lobby coming in, guys, so we're gonna get that rolling. Should be live in about 3 minutes. So go grab your drinks, come on back. Let's talk Underlords as we go into Group A, Round 3 of the Grand Finols. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from break. Just waiting on one last player to come on in, and then we will have round 3 ready to roll. Blue, it now seems to be that this is the week of mages. Mages and knights.
Mages and knights. I mean, you're either wearing a cloak or you're wearing a suit of armor, apparently. And I don't mean warriors. Apparently, warriors still not back, even
Still
with all
not
these
back.
buffs.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
it's buffs against 3-star units, which traditionally, especially on the
Well,
highest of levels, are not very common.
yeah, it's not very easy to get a 3-star. You 3-star warrior. I mean,
3-star
even
anything,
these
really.
yeah, even tier 1 units. The problem is that the game moves so quickly that you either get lucky or you don't get the members. So fortunately, there's just those kinds of situations, and it's not like a tier 5 unit is weaker than a tier 1 3-star, right? So a tier 3 3-star will lose to a tier 5 1-star unit. So all of those shenanigans we'll have to see if in this lobby we'll see if anybody gets a 3-star.
Well, no 3-star warriors. Definitely did not get a 3-star warlock. Too many people hoarding warlocks last round, but we'll keep an eye on it as we go into it. I am really excited about our duos tournament next week. Oh, it's going to be so great. But yeah, with all the new 3-stars, that's where they're going to shine. Now, who is open forting? Well, Digi, honestly, and Glucose, but they are fielding units. But with round 3 coming in, we have not seen 6 warriors. We have not seen... Actually, we've seen a lot of 3 warrior splash, but no 6 warriors. We have not seen 4 druid, but a lot of 2 druid splash. 1 savage summoner that wasn't really savage, and then no brawnies. There have been no brawny attempts today.
That is mostly because you usually see Brawnies paired with stuff like Legion Commander, some small splashes essentially, right? Because Brawnies are quite a small alliance in comparison, so you would try to pair them with another smaller set of alliances. Legion Commander literally takes 1 space, Demons take 1 space, and then you build around that. Or perhaps you go all in on the Brawnies, but unfortunately, Brawnies don't do as much damage as mages, nor are they more sustainable than knights. So they're not very good on their own, and unfortunately, their pairings have been nerfed to the ground.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a Legion Commander with a brawny in the last... Well, maybe all season, actually. Because we had the Bloodbound hit, and then she just kind of dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, right? Just all of their pairings are just nerfed to the ground. Like, not just necessarily Legion Commander, right? Like, Legion Commander is an example, but there's a lot of units that just don't mix well. Like, you don't see Snapfire anymore with the Bristleback as your opening because there's insects as well to play with that. So it's just so unfortunate.
Momo Ring is in the chat. Momo Ring was one of our top point earners when it came to this game, and apparently didn't do very good because not in the top 16 at all. Feels bad for the 17k challenger, but it happens. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. We might have some brawny action actually going on here as Nirvana is putting up quite a few of them. We'll see if that goes anywhere. We said there was no brawny. Now 2 people have actually flexed into the brawny, but I think it's just there's too many other interesting things going on, Blue, right? All these 3-stars, all these tweaks. People want to try new stuff. They don't want to just keep doing the same old thing again and again. We're all kids at Christmas every patch day again.
Yeah, Nirvana's actually going brawnies. As I mentioned that they're kind of not anywhere. Goes double Bristleback and a Beastmaster.
I mean, that's
spicy.
Early on, double Bristle will take care of the bugs. They do great AoE damage, and the bristles just continuously stack on each other. Like, Beastmaster did nothing this round.
Yeah, it's a spicy strat. It's a spicy strat. We'll see.
It works early on, even if you don't keep the brawnies or you swap out or you 2-star it, right? Just having those bristles stack on top of each other in some of these comps where they clump up, it's really good. So even if they don't stick with it, it's just to stem the bleeding.
Yeah, we will have to see how this goes about.
Well, I'm up to Digi here, Blue, because he is streaking, sitting at 3-0. Went to 4 units, is the only person at 4 units looking to protect the streak, has 2 primordial, 2 insects, so all we need is, 2 heartless or 4 savage, and your summoners are going to be hitting like trucks.
Absolutely, but I don't think it's the best time to play summoners now that someone's finally playing brownies, but I mean, we'll see, right? Time will tell if it will be a good idea to run the primordials with summoners this time, but Digitam's getting that win quite solid, so we'll get that.
Also, here's a note. Digitam's just beat up 854 Zexorus. Our admin not only is so good at his job that he can facilitate a Grand Finols tournament, he can play in it at the same time. I don't know what 854 is. Obviously, that's the player, but Zex, man, you're doing great work, buddy.
Oh, yeah, great. it's the real sex playing the top lobby. Of course,
There
of
he
course,
is.
of course.
854 Zexerus. Doing work.
I thought Sixers was a sponsor.
I warned
But yeah.
854 not to shame my name last round. Well, he's in
Well,
Group
Shame,
A,
yeah,
man. Can't go
yeah.
too
Shame is in
worse
Group
than
B.
that.
Yeah, Shame is in Group B. Wrong lobby. Yeah, but right now is representing that name. Jatam still on the streak, of course, against Kenny. With a druid, so nothing unusual here. Nothing unusual really. Looking at the boards, it's not like anybody's running. Uh, I don't know, assassins. Are assassins still a thing?
So you'd probably based upon today's stream, you'd probably say no, they're not.
Exactly. Right.
They
Exactly.
have not gone anywhere.
Exactly. I mean, what are assassins? Am I right?
We have
So,
not seen 600s. We've seen 300s. We've not seen assassins. Brutes. We haven't seen 4 brutes. We have seen 2 brutes, but we have not seen 4. What other alliances haven't we seen today?
uh,
I mean,
Scrappies.
Brawnies.
Haha.
Yeah,
Uh,
Scrappies, sure. But we just finally saw Brawnies today, right? Just to
yeah.
this round.
So, yeah. Uh, yeah.
Summoners, we saw
Bronze will be
one of.
coming up.
We saw one summoners and they
We did,
died.
yeah. We did see hunters as well. So technically, everyone's been represented except for Brawny so far.
And
Legion
Assassin.
Commander strats don't count anymore. They don't exist as a team. They nerfed to the ground.
What about
She's
Bloodbound?
what about Blood? Okay, okay, older Magi players. Okay, whatever you say. I guess that counts as an alliance. Sure, let's go with that.
I killed him. No, I killed him. Yeah.
Multicast. Ooh, ogre smash.
I like
But
Ogre
no.
Magi. They're so great.
Ogre is fun, but Bloodbound is a meme. They lost. They lost. I believe. No.
Zex
Bloodseeker's
lost.
still Bloodbound. So, it's whatever.
Zex,
Unfortunate.
either do your work or play the game, but you can't do both. You're losing health fast, man.
91. Hey, it's not that bad. I mean, Kenny is at 84, so. Still
Watch me
in
do
a-
both. 4
Trying his
primordials. Everyone's caught up unit-wise except Kenny, who's still down at 3. Everyone else here at 4. But Digi, looking to protect streak, has 4 prims out. He's gonna have to take on some trolls. That's 4 trolls. Glucose.
Yeah, that is already 4 trolls. Exactly 4 trolls as well. This is quite a monster of a board as he summons the snakes to hound off these Eidolons as well, just tank a bit of damage. And this is such a good combo, especially with the sticky napalm as well as the Koski, as it just prevents a lot of these shenanigans. And look at how fast the snakes are attacking, even though they're not healing. Their attack speed is quite incredible. And another set of snakes as well, just to put the nail in the coffin.
That's interesting.
Snakes.
I completely forgot that Troll Alliance actually works on summons. So, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
4 trolls will defeat the streak, so that means nobody's streaking. So that means we're obviously going to go watch Zex now, just to see what he's up to. But he's also 4 primordials. Look at that. Lots of primordials. We got a 2-star Arc Ward on the bench, man. Zex. Do you know? Okay, there we go. It's finally out. Whew. I was going to say, if we don't put out a 2-star Arc Warden at round 8, then why? Why do we even have it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
But the prims are holding up. It's Digi with the 4 prims up against Zex, also with 4 prims. It's 3 magic versus 2 summoners. So Digi's prims will do, in theory, better, but 3 magic is just worth way more than these silly little primordial buffs. So, all right, that will mean that Zex is 1 away. He's sitting at 2-0. So he will be streaking next round if he gets it. Alone in the Dark now streaking here as well. What's he rocking? Insects, Savage, Druid. Easiest round of my life.
Yeah.
We still have Nirvana and Xanum on their Brawnies, though. I guess their Underlords will tell us if they're serious about it or not.
Yeah, at the moment, Alone in the Dark at the top, Kenny at 76. Everyone's taking their time here, it looks like the Brownies are transitioning into some savages as well.
Maybe. As I said,
Going
if
into that.
if we see yoink Enos on both, you can probably safely assume that they're going to be sticking with those Brawnies. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out. This is
No
round
knights this
9.
game.
So we got Underlords coming in next time, or next round here.
Right.
Blue. Yeah.
Nobody's running knights at all. It's just like they disappeared from the face of the map.
We go from 4 players. Two of them had 6 knights, and then the 4 knights into 0 knights for anybody. Yeah, 0 assassins, 0 knights, no spirits outside of a storm spirit yet.
Yeah, and of course the weakness of those knights are just I'm sorry, the weakness of the Brownies is something that is more sustainable or just deals more damage than they can output in time. So you have to consider a lot of those possibilities. Of course, Brownies can infinitely scale, but HP pools are percentage based. Damage can affect those, and a lot of ooh.
Ooh, a lot of Jewel. 4 Jewels have joined the lobby.
Yeah, well, if you're running Brownies, you want that melee boy, that big boy
But
to
Zex
also
has
tank.
a Jewel.
Uh,
Well,
well,
Zex is
there's
streaking.
not much.
Let's go see if he keeps it.
Yeah, well, obviously, that you know, Jewel. Actually, no, I have no. Why is there a Jewel in a mage comp? It
It's
is.
probably for the spirits.
Oh,
If I had to guess, it's for the spirits.
but if you're running spirits, surely you run a Hobgin or or something.
But he
I mean,
wants the spirits
regardless.
to survive. It's a happy hour, Zex.
Ah, yes. Okay. Well, sure. Let's go with that.
It's the only thing I could think of, man. Hey, he won though. A win is a win is
He
a
did.
win.
A win is a win is a win. Yes. I mean, gets that. Hopefully. I mean, again, Underlords are permanent, so hopefully this jewel is able to mark up these spirits. But I really don't think it compares to a Hobgin with spirits. We'll have to see.
Hey man, like when you're an admin of this high level, you can totally multitask into the grand finals of a season that you worked so hard on and still win, even if all you're doing is playing happy hour.
Exactly. Have that jewel. Oh boy.
Man, this 2-star Arc Warden is just not getting any playtime, man. Not at all.
Fortunately, not enough space on the board. If you're running a potential spirit strat, if you're going full mages, Jewel is not that bad, but again, still not comparable to a Friendly Fire Hopkins. So we'll have to see how it plays out. The happy hour gonna land here, but Friendly Fire as well gonna trade, and you can already see the effectivity difference as only Enigma stands in the middle of this competition. Gets frostbitten into the floor. As unfortunately, Eidolons don't count as damage, so that's a bit misleading. So that's only a small chunk of 11 damage. I say small, but
Yeah, just 10% of your overall health, you
yeah, exactly.
know. So this leaves us with Kane, a 2-star Legion commander, with
Oh,
the
no.
Brawny Savage. Well, there goes the Druids. It's now just going to be Brawnos.
Oh no. I don't know why people play Legion. I mean, I'm excited, sad, and confused. Those are all of my emotions when I see a Legion commander on the board.
I guess
here.
we're
We'll
watching
see if
K
Kane-
then.
Yeah. K against Digitan's here. We'll see if Digitan is able to deal with this threat. Of course, the Brawnies are also just a bigger problem. You can't just say the Legion commander.
Hey, that's the first duel damage. Yeah, won the duel. The Brawnos are working, man. Somewhat. Until they got hit by friendly fire. Okay, Blue, it didn't work at all. I take it all back. I take it all back, Blue. Blue? Talk to me, buddy. What happened? All right, well, don't know what happened to Blue. Might drop from the call here in a moment, so we'll keep our ear out. Maybe I died. Did I die? No. Looks like I'm still going. And there goes Blue, and there's Blue again. Nope. Blue? Hello? Let's redo this call, buddy. Hello.
Technical difficulties. Hello.
Yay, we got him back.
That's so weird. Why does it do that? Anyways, regardless. Yeah, I was talking the way through. I could hear you. That was weird.
Well, you definitely died on my end, so whatever. You're good. You're back. The
Yeah,
Legion
I was
Commander
just
lost.
saying-
Everything is right in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, I was just saying, right? I mean, it's not Legion Commander's fault that you lost, but Legion Commander did absolutely nothing either. So you can't really say he's benefiting your squad either. So again, it's not a hero that is bad. It just doesn't do anything. So I mean, by definition, it is bad. So
Ooh.
I guess you can say that.
Bristle versus Poison doesn't work. Poison wins every
Yeah,
time.
unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately, invulnerable little midget will survive against Bristleback.
Well, the good news is that the Legion Commander is starting to stack dual damage, so we'll keep an eye on that as it goes through. Digi is back to streaking. Alone in the Dark is back to streaking. Both of them are at the top of the board. Which one would you like to follow, my dude?
Let's go with Alone in the Dark here. I mean, we didn't see Digitams previously, so we'll see Digitams.
Okay.
The Summoner Eidolon Mages. Huh. Interesting.
I'm assuming, yeah, there's a lone druid in here as well, so that's why the summoner buff is very prevalent. Well, this
And
IO
can't
though is
escape.
not on the lone druid. The IO's on the razor.
Exactly. I think this IO is just here to spawn an Eidolon, but the Summoners, they're not very effective against the Bronies because you just feed kills away if you're not careful. The Root actually gonna perma shut down the Beastmaster, so that's gonna be a kill going his way. Friendly Fire as well, connecting quite a bit of units. The Legion Commander doing his best. He is trying his best, but it's not looking like he'll be very effective. I don't think he's going to be beating a bear. He's literally losing to the Summoners before the Hobgoblin and Lone Druid will join that fight. So, fortunately, will not take a win.
Who's the other summoner? Oh, there's a 1-star Arc Warden in there.
Yeah, Arc Warden counts.
Yep, it's it's gone. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Deleted.
And it's gone.
Yeah, maybe you're right with that IO. I expected the IO to be used as a resurrect, not as a pin cushion. But I mean, hey, that works too, right?
Might as well. Digitam's already transitioning into the mages. Nirvana running the multiple Brawny strat, of course, very useful when your opponent is running Primordials. You simply feed off them, but the jewels are already going to get cleaned up so quickly here. Requiem number 1 is going to be unable to be secured as the Mortimer's case is going to go out. Requiem number 1 comes out here. Friendly Fire as well. And let's see how many connects. Friendly Fire is cleaning up so many things. It's Hiroshima as they explode on impact. As Digitams takes the win. What a carpet bomb. Cleans up everything.
21 kill Hobgoblin. Digi.
Hobgoblin, best boy.
Digi's had this
Don't
guy
ask.
for 5 rounds. That's 21 kills.
Yeah.
The next biggest is Razor at 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Hobgoblin averaging 4 kills a round.
I should have been watching. We have 2 Crystal Maidens to go, Blue.
Hell yeah.
This is a 3-star alert. This is a 3-star alert. This could be
I
happening
believe that
soon.
reduces the cooldown of Friendly Fire as well, unless I'm crazy. Because it does reduce all cooldown. So maybe we'll have to see
All
if
allies.
it does proc
Yep,
earlier.
all allies.
Yeah, it says all allies, so I'm assuming it counts everything. Friendly Fire, sorry, the Explosivo gonna land on both the Hunters in the back line. The Friendly Fire is gonna about to proc, and it will come out finally, but the Brawlies are still all alive. Frostbite number 1 comes out. Frostbite number 2 has to come in. Let's see if the Friendly Fire is able to seal the deal, but it misses. All of them miss, in fact. Only 2 will connect, and that will not be enough. Digitams will be losing the streak, and Kenny will be making his own. We'll go to him at the moment.
Yeah, you know how we said we didn't see any Brawnies?
Yeah, we might have jinxed that a little bit.
3 bloody Branos. Did you beat one of them but lost to the other? Xanon must be doing things much better than his opponent. Seems to have at least the right amount of 2 stars, although K, again, does have that Legion Commander, but also has 2 sets of bristles. I guess they're just getting run over by, like, mages and brutes. I like brutes as a counter to Brawnies, because it doesn't matter if you have all that health, you're not doing any damage. And there are 3 sets of brutes, and if you're not brutes, you're mage. And if you're not mage, you're brawn. So this has become a very strange round 3.
Yeah,
I think you said we want to be on Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment I am on Kenny, so 53. Currently fighting through again. The Bronies against this sort of back pocket Hunter strat will be very good. Hunters are very good against Bronies in the sense that, well, they do a lot of damage quite fast. So as long as you keep them alive, they will do their job. The Beastmaster being stolen as well. On top of that, Demon buff is doing a lot of work. Legion Commander, in fact, might be able to secure a few things. Never mind. Created to death by the Beastmaster.
Just buy everything. Just buy everything on the roll, Kenny. It's all good. Two life steers. If there's 3 Brawnies and a lot of brutes out there, how many life steers do we have actually chosen? There are 4 players with life steers.
Lightstealer can honestly 1v4 Brawnies if it hits a 3-star. If it has a 3-star in a Mask of Madness, it will literally never lose to a Brawny squad.
Every brute
Never.
comp has a life steer. Every single one of them.
That is like fighting. That is actually fighting fire with fire.
Yep. We have 3 Branos into 3 brutes and 2 mages. That is it.
Exactly. The mages will have their work cut out for them as a lot of these compositions are able to sustain through their damage. Like for instance, you see here Kenny against Zextra. Zextra is running the mages with a Jewel. Unfortunately, Jewel will not be providing the damage output, trying to sustain, but the big bad Lifestealer will take it out quite quickly, and the Morphling as well stolen. So again, 13 damage being taken by 854 as Alone in the Dark will follow suit, taking 10. Everyone taking a bit of chip. K at 40.
Yeah, Zex. I would be taking a bit of a breath right there as well. 6 mages are not doing so well up against these Branas. Even Digi has fallen. That's the 3-star!
Maiden!
Ding, 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 ding.
Alright, we're watching a 3-star Maiden. I don't care.
3-star Maiden with Hobgin. Now, you said Hobgin and the friendly fire cooldown, but I'm pretty sure you can't have another friendly fire in a match, right?
No. It can't happen twice. I'm just saying that reducing its cooldown will be hot. We'll see. It is base 13, I believe.
It's base
so
12.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So right now it's a base at 13. Second, we'll just have to see. Doom comes out of the Morphling, not the worst thing in the world. It's gonna get full healed. In fact, Sword Spirit's gonna bounce back and forth. We might even get a chance to see friendly fire because, oh my god, the mages are cleaning up so quickly. The Sword Spirits are bouncing back and forth so quickly that they're not going down.
3-star Crystal Maiden didn't do a great amount of damage, but look at the Storm Spirit zooming around.
Exactly. The Shadow Fiend getting Requiem off so quickly was also a big factor on that. Like, the Sword Spirit literally jumped forward, took a little bit, and then jumped straight back. And imagine if that was a 3-star Sword Spirit. It would actually be... It would come in, say hi, and then leave. Infinitely.
Oh my goodness. Are we seeing the makings of... No, that's only 2 Storm Spirits. Okay. So, like, are we going for a Storm 3? It doesn't seem to be.
3-star Razor, maybe?
Oh, I mean, there we go. I was about to say, bring the Coddle in. Now you got cooldown reduction and mana generation.
The ideal situation is if you manage to form an infinite loop with the Coddle's mana pool. We'll have to see. Right now, the Coddle trying to get in, but the Crystal Maiden gets hooked in, which means that the cooldown reduction will be removed if it's not used. But no, the Maiden didn't die! The Coddle Blast going to connect, and look at that cooldown. Unfortunately, it does probably go down, so the cooldowns are returning back to normal, but I think that's not really going to matter here. Friendly Fire going to connect with a lot of units. Crystal Maiden gets stolen, but not sure that's a unit you want to steal, as Coddle Blast will be a bit late, lagged, but the Shadow Fiend will end up on the grave, and Kenny will drop the 30.
So I was just silently timing it. Implosion and Friendly Fire do not seem like they're getting the star effect.
Well, to be fair, the Maiden did die before.
Right. Okay, that's probably why then.
Before they went off, so it reset. So it probably doesn't affect Underlords, but I was keeping track of Coddle's cooldown. It did reset back when the Maiden died. It's not permanent, so unlucky there.
Yeah, it's just like 3-star Warlock. If you can pudge him out from the corner, all of a sudden every demon silences every demon again.
Yeah. That is a problem, right? You can't put them smack dab in the corner usually because of that issue of getting hooked in, and suddenly, whoop, Ripperino. Guess my strat is dead.
Well, at least for the initial cast, that cooldown reduction doesn't apply. We'll see if it applies on... I'll do another count for the Friendly Fire, see if it happens. Or, sorry, the Implosion, see if it happens. But got to keep that Crystal Maiden alive.
Exactly.
There's
Glucose,
another Pudge.
again, another Pudge. This is the problem. If the Pudge gets a hook off on the maiden, there's no point of counting because if the maiden dies, it doesn't matter. Frostbite gonna connect, Auto Blast as well. The cooldowns are not going to happen. Explosion actually occurs before the maiden goes, after the maiden goes down, so it will not be reset. The Auto Blast, the second one, does not do enough damage. Friendly Fire actually connects and kills a lot of units, but it's Sword Spirit against a Life Stealer, and it will not be enough. As Digitams takes 5 damage. And unfortunately, this maiden getting hooked in is unlucky. We can't do math if he keeps getting caught like that.
I mean, we can just go into the try mode and do it later. We'll follow in to Exanum to see if he can finish off the streak, and then we'll hit the heartbeats. But just as a note, the comp that beat Digi here was Glucose, and Glucose opened with the 4 trolls and has kept them, but now is also into the 4 brutes. Has one of the life stealers, has an ogre mage in the front with a witch doctor fedora. So that is what beat the mages last round.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. Up to Exanum.
Right now, yeah. Sanim, Exanum, right now. Against Digitams, you can't escape this man. He is against him. Currently, we'll see if he's finishing the streak. This is Brawny strategy. We'll see. The Hunters in the back gonna get silenced up here, as well as the Sword Spirit in the back as well, gonna catch some Wind Requiem, gonna connect as well. The Auto Blast, the Explosion already connecting, and the Friendly Fire gonna get dropped here as well as the fall apart. The Hunters and the Brawnies already being picked off here. Another Explosivo gonna occur here, but it does not necessary. So will secure that win.
Oh no!
Zex takes 15 damage against Nirvana, and Kenny drops 14 as well.
So Exanum doesn't finish streak. That kind of sucks for them. Hasio in Group B, the front runner of Group B, got 8th. Oh no, Hasio. You're not coming into the final lobby at 8th, man. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Sorry to hear that. But Group B already has somebody out. We're into round 23. Group A is still going strong. Nirvana and Kenny tied down here at the bottom blue. Who do you think's gonna bite it?
I honestly think at the moment Nirvana is taking so much damage from everybody that I'll keep track of Nirvana. We'll see if he is able to push through against another Brawny strat, though. He is against a more Hunter composition as well. The Doom connecting on the Juggernaut will be shutting it down. This Disruptor Silence going to buy him some time, but we'll see if the transition is successful. The Blade, the Wild Axe is going to be thrown across here. The damage is minimal on the side of Nirvana, still able to sustain quite a few units. The Requiem, or the Shadow Fiend rather, gonna get picked off. The Disruptor gonna survive at barely any HP, gonna heal up here slightly. But the Bristlebacks gonna finally Quill Spray them down. The Bristlebacks gonna be traded. It's now the Jewel and a Snapfire versus a Jewel and a Bristleback. The Bristleback getting hit with tables, chairs, and bottles, and is still fighting through the Quill Spray after Quill Spray. Happy Hour gonna make sure that the Jewels are still sustainable. He's trying to heal as much as possible. The Bristleback finally will get picked off here. The Snapfire still healthy, and it looks like it'll be a Jewel versus Snapfire who will survive, because at the moment it doesn't look like Jewel's doing enough damage as they're just trading blow for blow.
It's a bar fight.
It is a bar fight.
Oh man. Okay, well, Nirvana will hold on. Kenny, though, goes out in 8th. That's our first elimination here in round 3, Group A. It was... when did Kenny... Kenny must have dropped his Brute at some point. Went 4 Vigilant Hunters with Void. All right. Don't know when that happened, but Kenny didn't go anywhere with it, so he's out. And that leaves us with Alone in the Dark down at 7. Who has a very similar comp. Void Hunters are no longer really a thing.
Yeah, moment we'll see if Alone in the Dark is able to fight through with Void Hunters. Of course, very squishy composition in a world full of Brawnies. We'll see if the mages are a much easier task. The Cono Blast gonna connect, not on a lot of units, but the Stone Gaze not providing as much efficient damage as possible. The Morphling is stolen. We'll see if that is able to turn the tables around. It looks like it is doing so, but the Cono Blast will secure a lot of kills, and the Sword Spirit will just clean up the rest, as Alone in the Dark will be eliminated from the match, as Name takes 12 more damage. Zextrus actually managed to eliminate Alone in the Dark, so stays and is guaranteed 6th place, as K takes 14 damage as well.
Man, 6 spirits can really run some rampant all over you. So 6 magic, 2 prim, and 3 spirits here for Zextrus. for 854. Gets a tombstone on top of things there as well. Some bloodthorns coming in though. That can do some damage. But K is now the closest to the abyss. It's like we're playing Murder Party on Jackbox, and now that darkness is catching up to him. 13 health, 4 Brawnies. K sitting at 114 kills in 25 rounds. It's not exactly a bad count, but it's not doing him any good in the health department.
Yeah, K at the moment.
K and Digi. Oh.
Right now, the strongest player on the field with the 3-star maiden. Of course, again, we keep mentioning quite the behemoth. Ravage connected this from the silence as well on so many units. It's a global silence pandemic here as the push forward, the Counter Blast in the back line still cooling down, but the Brawnies are still all healthy. Juggernaut managed to dodge away at the Counter Blast, but the friendly fire gonna connect him. The second Counter Blast will finally deliver, and it's just the Legion Commander and the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut doing as much damage as possible, but the Frostbite on the Legion Commander gonna prevent it from doing anything. In fact, it does absolutely nothing as it's frozen to death. Nirvana gonna be eliminated as 6 damage goes to K, and Zextra still fighting through against Exanim. Exanim fighting back, wins Zextra. Sword Spirit gonna bounce back and forth, and it's just Juggernaut hitting a totem. That's not what you want! Kill the Sword Spirit, but it's not going to be the case. As I mentioned all the time, the Tombstone is just a bigger target dummy.
3,000 health, yeah, I'd say so. 10 armor? Why is there 10 armor on this thing? I guess it's made of stone. Makes sense. So yeah, K did take a hit, but not as big as Nirvana, and Nirvana now out in 5th means we're not likely to see them again into the last round. We'll have to consult the points after this, but we're almost into a top 4 situation, and Digi has gone first, almost first, and is now leading his 3rd match of the day. Talk about consistency. This guy's been studying under Momo or something?
Perhaps. As, yeah, just absolutely dominant here. Zextrus will be fighting against Digitemp. We'll see if he's able to survive against it. Right now, K as well, so sort of low. Glucose fighting back here. The heal, sustain. There's so much sustain, it's actually ridiculous. There's still not enough units that are gonna die. K has to keep going here, otherwise it'll be a little bit too late. Zextrus goes out in the meantime at 5th place, as right now, it's just Disruptor, it's too late. K will be taken out of 4th. Exanim will take 13 damage from Glucose, and Glucose is looking like the man to beat here. Well, I say that, but Digitams is also looking like a monster.
So 854 Zex, the admin work caught up to him, and 854 down at 5th took exactly Letho and K, as we saw, with an overwhelming loss. This leaves us with Glucose streaking at 44 with this 4 Brute, now with some Knights and heals. Digi at the very top, hasn't lost in a while. 6 Mage, Prim has the 2 Warlock for the 9th unit, and Exanim is our lone brawny player remaining in a lobby of 3 of them. Who's it gonna be?
Exactly.
Who's it gonna be, Drew?
Exanim during the Digitams will have to fight through against Digitam. Digitam's gonna lose a lot of units in the front line. The Silence Disruptor gonna really shut down a lot of these units, but the Counter Blast coming out from the fire as well, gonna punish a lot of these units with the Counter Blast. We'll see if it is enough, if it is able to push through. The Bear Guts picked off due to that. The Frostbite as well connects on 1, but the Blade Spin gonna make sure it stays alive, but it's just Juggernaut, it's just Jewel left, and the tables, ladders, and chairs, this ain't wrestling. That won't be enough. Crystal Maiden and Hobgin survive, as Exanim will lose to Digitam's. Glucose beats Exanim as well, and will stay in.
Digi, level 10. Glucose, level 10. Exanim doesn't have the money. So he's going to be fighting upwards for the rest of this. Did lose out on both boards since Digi and Glucose have continued their streak. And Exanim has a full bench. We're at 107 kills for this guy. And it just might not be enough against either board.
Yeah, at the moment, Exanim and Glucose gotta be fighting here. They just haven't been fighting the clone of Glucose, but we'll still see how this will play out. It is, in fact, the Troll strat versus the Brawny strat. Remember, this is super sustained versus super tanky. I'm not sure if the super tanky will be able to push through. They do pick up the life there, which is the biggest threat essentially to their strategy, but the super sustain is lasting very long. The Tiders are gonna get picked off here, but that's not the main component. The main components are the trolls in the backline. Silence again to make sure that these units don't heal, but it's not gonna matter because they're healing anyway, and the units are dwindling, falling apart. Glucose will be losing all of his units, and again, doing not enough damage. Sorry, Exanim will be losing all of his units, and will not be doing enough damage against Glucose. Take 17. Glucose beats Digiterms by out-sustaining him as well on the other side of the board, but barely.
Okay, not a streak complete for Digi. It was so close. Doesn't quite get it. Tombstone Butterfly as Exanum is just really trying to push out as much damage as they can, but a Bloodthorn for Glucose. If you can't beat the healing trolls, man, then maybe the zombies can do it after you're dead. That's really just coming down to the last options here for Digi. Exanum not winning against either of them is very likely to go out third here this round. I don't think that Butterfly is going to turn the tables. Having a full bench at round 29 feels bloody bad, man.
Is it? It is really bad, especially considering that right now you might be at the end of the chopping block. He's so close to a 3-star Beastmaster, but not close enough. Right now, the call of the backline will be the main enemy because the Disruptor Silence does not connect in time. It does cancel out the first one, but we'll see if that will be enough because the friendly fire is about to come out. We're going to as well connect, make sure that the damage is softening up all these units for the friendly fire on top of the Call Blast, and you can already see the impact of those units. The Juggernaut going to try and do his best to do as much damage as possible. The Tombstone is going to be a massive distraction. The Call Blast again, a third volley will secure the kill on Exanim.
Exactly,
Tams
lethal.
will be eliminated. As in the meantime, Glucose loses to Digitams. So
Digi!
battle of the Goliaths here. Digitams versus Glucose, fighting it back.
Digi is looking for first place. This would be put him at first, second, first. He's guaranteed first, second, second, at least going into the final round, being one of the front runners as Nirvana went out in fifth. This puts Digi as the top dog to beat in our last round coming up after this game. But dude, getting through this wall of flesh to those damage dealers, Glucose is going to have a hell of a time doing that.
Absolutely, and now the axe pickup as well to make sure that you cannot heal a dead man. Right now, the Disruptor Silence is going to connect it as well as all the units. The Serpent Ward is going to be dropped as well. The Titan will not be able to do anything. The Requiem is going to connect as well as the Disruptor Static Storm. The reducing of HP is so devastating here as the axe is trying to do as much damage as possible. The Dunk's not going to connect. The Counter Blast as well. I'm able to connect. Friendly Fire going to drop here. Going to do as much damage as possible, but it's not going to be enough here. Maybe perhaps it is. There's 5 units left, but it's not going to matter as Ogden will be the last one to stand as Digitams will lose that one. 15 HP lost for Digitams is unable to clean it up.
There are so many units on the board of both players. We're looking for 2 more Razors. We're looking for 1 more Storm Spirit. Glucose on the other side has one of the axes, is looking for another Medusa. We still got these Heartless on bench here and another Disruptor to boot if we even need to throw it in. Is there actually no Disruptor on board? It's up at the front. Like, anything could break the balance between these two players. Any one unit pickup on either side could actually give them the edge.
One small positioning difference makes all the changes. Ravage gonna connect on both boards here, but Disruptor Silence as well gonna stop any form of shenanigans. And Doom gonna connect on Ogre Magi, not the greatest thing in the world. Requiem gonna connect as well. The Explosive as well. The Color Blast. Half the entire team of Glucose. He loses half his squad and most of his healers. Dunk number 1 comes out. Dunk number 2 comes in, making sure to secure the win. And a lot of devastating damage goes into the way of Glucose as Ano is not gonna stand a chance against this backline, who is fortified by a tombstone, a tree, and some ice walls.
Mangoes, man. Mangoes make everything better, but zombies eating mangoes is even better on top of that. We have another axe come in for Glucose. He has himself... did he put in the Troll Warlord? He bought the Troll Warlord, put it in, took out the 2-star Rider, has a Medusa! Has a 2-star Medusa. There we go. Picks it up, sells everything else. Didn't quite get the 2-star axe, but could that break the balance between these players?
We will have to see. A 2-star Medusa is devastating, but for how long is the question? Remember, if you get dunked, you are dead. We will see. He's in front of a Tidehunter as well, which is the worst position ever, but he gets silenced with the Bloodthorn. Now, Tidehunter's not even going to get the ulti off because the Disruptor Silence as well shuts him down. The Disruptor Silence is going to make sure to shut down a lot of these units. The Disruptor Silence, Requiem connects as well, but the Doom comes onto the Coddle. The Coddle is doomed. I repeat, the Coddle is doomed. The Coddle can't do anything. Friendly Fire going to connect as well on a lot of these units, but it might not matter. The Coddle's not even doing anything, and the Friendly Fire going to burn so many units. The Doom is going to get picked off. It's just the Necropulse left. The Necropulse is going to be going down soon, as now the Crystal Maiden and the Hawk was able to do it. The Coddle wasn't even using any ability. The Coddle didn't use anything, and he still beat it without Friendly Fire connecting 11,000 damage.
Shiva's Guard, Satanic, Heart of the Tarrasque, What is Digi going to go? Is there going to be a reroll? He is going to reroll. There's a mechanism option with a Bloodthorn. Takes the Bloodthorn. A heart to come out for Glucose. Who's that going to go on? It's not likely the Tidehunter. Puts the heart on Medusa. Wants to make sure that these split shots can get as much damage done as possible. Now we're rolling through. Is there a 2-star axe in the cards for Glucose? He's looking, and he's running out of gas. He found it! There's a 2-star axe in this baby. It's not a 2-star disruptor, but it is going straight onto the front line, but there's no heart on it. A vitality booster instead.
Absolutely. Right now, Digitams and Glucose fighting back here. The 2 stars, will they be able to change the fate of this game? The Disruptor Sign is going to shut down a lot of these units. The Caudal Blast as well going to connect. The Doom does not go. It goes on the Lich though. It's quite massive, but the Caudal Blast connects, and so many units have fallen apart. But the backline is finally going to collapse. Workroom going to finally be picked up. The Yola attack is not enough. The Friendly Fire fighting is going to drop the Caudal Blast number 2. Will it be enough? The Friendly Fire connects, and so many units go down, but it just made it. It's just the axe. The axe, it's not going to get a dunk off. The Medusa's going to go down as well. It's just the axe now. We'll see if he gets a dunk off once at all. Will not be enough. They're not low enough. Will not get a single dunk off, and will not be enough. Glucose will drop to 4 HP, and it's just so difficult to push through all of those barricades to get to that Caudal, to get to that Maiden.
All right, Glucose. This is do or die time. You need that disruptor, and he found it. Oh, third roll of the day. What do you throw in?
Storm Spirit. Oh my word.
2-star axe is out. 2-star disruptor is in. On the flip, you said 3-star Storm Spirit with a Bloodthorn. Now going to be zip zooming around with the negative 20% from the Crystal Maiden and the human with this Bloodthorn. We'll have to see. Will this be enough? Glucose is on his last legs here, Blue. This is do or die time.
Yeah, two second cooldown on the Sorcerer, bounce back and forth. We'll see if that is enough. Disruptor Silence is going to be connecting as well, making sure that the shutdown will be there, but Disruptor Silence as well traded from the side of Glucose. But look at the units, they're already so low. The heal's not there. Where's the heal? They're also low. The Bloodthorn shuts down the Necrophone, the Caudal Blast as well, removing all of these attackers. The Lifestealer is going to manage to push forward, but the bomb is going to blow up in his face, and so is this competition as Digitam takes the win against Glucose and is undoubtedly #1 in this lobby.
Woo! Woo! First, second, which should have been a first. First, Digi, this is your day. I don't know what you ate for breakfast, but please throw down your orders so that we can lap some of that up next time we're coming to tournament day. We're going into round 4 with Digi as the clear point winner. Glucose should have actually done well enough to get into that top cut there as well, and I believe Xanam and K will likely to be joining us, but 854 jumped into this round and then went out in 5th. Nirvana, who was the point leader before, goes out in 6th on top of that, and Alone in the Dark might have fallen enough to not even reach the final lobby here as well. So this is tense. Double 3 stars for the mages. Pulls out a win at the end. Didn't matter how many upgrades we found at the end for Glucose. It just couldn't beat the wall of contraptions, the wall of flesh, the zombies actually doing way more damage than I expected them to. It was a heck of a finals there, Mr. Blue, which means that we're going to be waiting for score updates to find out who our top 8 are for today.
Well, for sure, Digitams will be #1 dog. The score has updated. Xanim is still the next uprunner, as well as Nirvana, actually, at 33.
Wasn't
but
enough.
42
wow.
for Digitams at 42 points means that as long as he doesn't fumble the last round, he has a chance. Shame and Glucose. Shame actually got first in the last lobby. Glucose got second, which means that right now, our top 5 looking spicy. Remember, if Digitam, I believe, only 9 points ahead, which means that if he goes last or 7th place, Xanim, Nirvana, Glucose, and Shame, the ball is theirs, right? We will see who will take it.
So it's only going to be the top 8. 854 does sneak in to top 8 with K, but Standard and Shame, look at those placements. They get 1st and 2nd in Group B. They catapult back up into the top 5, top 6 even. So Shame is coming back. He's not done. He has something to prove with these demons and 3 stars and whatever else he's bringing in, but Standard goes from 6th to 2nd to 2nd. Is consistent enough to make final lobby. That means that I believe 5 minutes from now we'll be coming back with a lobby that is full of the top dogs of the season, our grand finals will come to an end next round. The money will be awarded, and we will find out if A, assassins are still any good, or B, we're going to have so many people running over for brownies. But I think we can guarantee, Blue, it's going to be a hell of a match. So let's take a break,
It will be.
and we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 minutes left on the clock, but you know what? The Grand Finols don't wait for anybody. We got all of our players ready to roll. Blue and I are good to go. We got our popcorn off to the side, and I'm very excited to see this very talented group of players to see what our final comps of the day are going to be. We have seen... Did that not load in properly? Question mark?
I loaded in properly. Hurrah!
Interesting. I didn't even get, like, the player introduction screen. Cool. We have seen Brawnies, Mages, Warrior Splash, Druid Splash, 3 Hunters, 4 Brutes now, and tons of Spirits. But we've not seen an Assassin today.
We'll have a full assassin lobby. Let's go. For the memes. For the marbles. No, I'm kidding. Don't play assassins. Anyways.
How do you beat Assassins? Well, you just play Assassins, yeah.
to beat Assassins, play anything else. Unfortunately, that is the sad truth of the Assassin Alliance at the moment. Not enough hard hitters, even though some of them are quite decent. But regardless, we are going to see what it pans out to be. Bloodseeker for the first time I've seen this game, or this set of lobbies.
Well, it's the first time we put him on stream, yeah.
Yeah, at least the first time we see on screen, live, going chop chop.
It's such a satisfying sound. You always know you have a Bloodseeker still alive because all you hear is ching, 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 ching.
Yeah, he's like chopping something, like ching, ching, ching.
Wood chipper. He's a wood chipper.
Exactly,
but,
like Terraria.
Digi is the man of the hour right now. Digi is first, is the point leader. It's the player to beat. You beat down Digi today, and you have a chance of taking home the prize. Digi comes first, or even second, I think, depending on how the rest of the lobby goes. Hands down, best points total. Hands down.
Exactly.
2-star tiny? 2-star tiny already. Round 2, 2-star tiny from Exanum.
That's some bad juju. I mean, back in the day, usually getting a 2-star very early was a curse.
Asian is just chanting choke in the chat.
Yeah, just to make it exciting, make it winner take all here, because even if he goes out last, it doesn't mean that he will be he'll guarantee a loss. If the current 8th in the lobby, 7th or 6th in the lobby get first, then he still wins. So again, it will be a bit crazy at the end.
Ooh, we might have some assassins being planned out here from Stand-In. It's our first time seeing Stand-In here on stream. Has a 2-star Nyx assassin already. A Zex has somehow gotten into this top lobby again. Zex, how did you do that? But we do have a Legion Commander on board with dual damage from Zex. It's a 1-star with 2 knights, so it's effectively 3 knights with a Luna Bat. But we'll see if that becomes a little bit more of a staple or if it's just being used for some early game wins.
Yeah, at the moment,
putting in magic.
Checking this. Yeah, the Assassin's Curse isn't real. The Assassin's Curse is the only curse that doesn't exist, fortunately. No matter how many times we say Assassins, he ain't coming back. I mean, even Legion Commander's having a cameo in these games. Like, let's be real. There's a cameo of an LC in some of these games, even though, again, it's not very effective.
Oh, they didn't win the duel. They got the kill, but they didn't win the duel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to point out, is that he's here, but is he doing anything? No.
Well, we did get a Chaos Knight out, so ideally this is actually a really strong start for Zex for 854. But the problem is they're all 1-stars and they went up against a 2-star Tiny, so
right.
That's just how it goes. Now, Shame just beat up Digi. Good start for him. 3-0 on the board for Shame and for K as well. Both of them streaking at 100. But there are very few demons on that bench. I think Shame's given that up. I think the glory days of 3-star demons are over.
Don't speak too soon. He sold everything.
Yeah, but that means he's not keeping anything.
Yeah, I mean, guess so.
Actually, might buy the Snapfire.
Yeah, he sold everything to try and get to that 2 gold as long as he wins. He is against Zex, so has a higher opportunity to get a sweet loss here. I mean, for a win for Zex, but a loss for Shame here. Duel comes out on the Bristleback, and still not going to win that. In fact, doesn't get anything. Again, I don't even have to say it. I mean,
Wait,
the
what?
proof is in the pudding.
Wait, the she didn't win. Where's the dual
No, she
damage
didn't
on
win.
Bristle?
Oh, she died right after.
Oh, right after. Okay.
Yeah, so even if she did almost win that, she still the cooldown still went off, and she would not have gotten it.
Man, we didn't take a pike.
Yeah, that
Shame.
reroll was actually a disaster. He
Shame
rerolled
didn't.
into 3 useless items.
It takes a blink dagger. Who are you gonna put
Yeah,
that on?
exactly. He got greedy. He got really greedy there. Shame got really
Oh,
greedy.
feels bad, man.
But yeah, again, like Legion Commander is just not a unit. It's it's a placeholder unit, if anything else.
Poor Demetrio there is saying he has too much lag and he can't watch. So, I mean, got to get that affiliate status, guys. We need more people to watch the streams. We need an average concurrent count, I believe, of 75 to get into the affiliate. Well, maybe not 75. I think
Oh no,
maybe it's
that's
50.
partnered.
50, 25, something, right?
Uh, for affiliate, it's only 3 actually. Partnership is
3
75.
concurrent viewers get to affiliate.
Yeah.
Then why the hell
3
don't we
concurrent
have it?
I don't know. It might just be a setting. We'll have to deal with that later. But regardless, for now, we're gonna have I think we're affiliate. We just need to fix technical difficulties. Hopefully, we get that sorted next time or for
Oh.
next week.
I've been partner forever, so I don't know how to do it. These newfangled people these days.
Fair enough.
This dagger's not on anybody. Ugh.
Yeah, of course not. He can't use it. He got greedy. He had good options, and he rolled into a 4-staff blink dagger and a flayed twin. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Take the flayed twin
that
for
case.
axe later. Duh.
Actually, that's not bad. That's a good idea. But regardless, he did not think that far ahead. Shame, unfortunately, if it ain't demons, he doesn't understand what's happening.
You say that, but
right
Shame won his last game.
Well, yeah, but we don't know if that's demons.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Now,
got you there.
Serious Sam fan has a good point, right? You could put it on Granny with the dragons. You can put it on the Snapfire with the dragons, but we need dragons first to make that happen. Mix of 3 and 4 units. I think everybody should be going to 4 this round, right?
Should be. Voluntarily. Nope. Next round.
Beasts?
Apparently.
Get some
Yeah,
beasts?
next round.
There we go. Get some beasts in my life. Ooh, Bristle. Wow, that's almost 2-star Bristlebacks for Shame, who is not streaking, but didn't win. So we're going to flop over to Nirvana, who is winning with 3 summoners.
Now we'll be against Glucose here. Glucose running that drought already. Quite nice in the back, as well as the Lifesteal. Lifesteal quite nice against Lycan here. With all that healing. Unfortunately, we'll see how this goes. The drought's being focused down quite heavily. Now the Lifestealer, but the Lifestealer's healing quite well. But look at all these summons. I don't think this Lifestealer is going to be tanking so many units anytime soon.
Might as well be a Bloodseeker at this point.
Yeah. Look at all those circuits.
That's so many. We don't even have mana items. That was just them not dying.
Yeah, exactly. Just there's two of them, so fair
20
enough
second
to them.
cooldown went off twice. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. The moment Nirvana getting those wins gets a 2-star Tusk. Imagine if they brought back the Frozen Sigil on Tusk as a 3-star. Slows down attack speed, increases the damage output of your teammates to targets in the. We'll see. I do think Tusk needs a 3-star ability just to make him more useful in these compositions. We'll see. Right now, the Lycan pushing forward here. Next to the Luna and the 2 Bat Riders. Serpent Wards number 1 gonna drop here. Serpent Wards number 2 will follow suit here. Unfortunately, they didn't come up at the same time. Would have been better that way, but regardless, the Luna will glaive through all of them. Look at that cleanup. It's just so easy for the Luna, and we'll get that last kill as well.
You notice that Zex has actually dropped the Legion Commander. There was no Legion Commander, and there's no Legion Commander on the board at all. And now, as we're going into round 9, I believe items. I believe this should be items. Yeah. There we go.
Yep.
So the items come in, then we're going to get into the Underlords. We should start seeing more of a solidification of a lot of these comps. Here is where we do stand. K with the Summoners with the Druid Splash, so an extra star to his name. It's a tree. So if we can get a 2-star tree, that's an extra 3-star to their name. 2 Branos with Shame and Exanum. And both of them kind of fighting over a few of the same units. As you can see, the Jugs, the Beastmasters, as well as the Bristles all in high contention there. Then we go into Trolls Knights, some Druid, Insects, some Brute, Heartless, and 4 Primordials all the way down at the end. Do we want to watch our boy Zex?
Yeah, might as well. Streaking against K. We'll see who prevails here. Looks like Zextrus will be streaking for quite some time. Again, Luna with a Stonehold Pike. That's not a pairing you really want to face, especially this early in the game when you do not have your own damage output. Luna just glaiving through all of these units like butter. 120 bonus damage eventually, but for now, just an extra 50 is quite a lot.
Yeah, 16 kills in 9 rounds is a pretty monstrous Luna to deal with. K will lose streak, obviously, as we just go through a bit of a buying streak. Here comes the Underlords, as will be round 10. With the Brawnies, we do have strong Eno and Jewel preferences. I would have expected the Knights to go with the Inessix, and it does look like at least Zex is going for the Inessix. But there's the Yoink, 2 Yoinks, and an all-out attack with a Jewel and 1 Hobgin. 1 friendly fire Hobgin on the mages, as you might have expected.
Digitam's getting the friendly fire Hobgin again.
Yep.
With his mages, but not going so successfully this early this time. Quite unfortunate for him.
Let's make this quick so I can.
All right, well.
He's against Zextrus.
Yeah, and Zex has the Enthrall. Yeah, Zex with the Enthrall. So who's a good target to Enthrall here? Oh, a 2-star Tiny would be amazing to Enthrall here.
2-star Tiny would be hot, but I think the Tiny will die too fast. There he goes.
Yep.
But an Enthrall on the Ogre Magi would be awesome as well, and that will be the case. Picks off the Ogre, and now you Bloodlust everything else. The Tiny comes back into hell, pretty much. There's too much damage here. The Bloodlust as well, applying on the Batriders. Actually quite nasty, especially with the Troll buff as well already stacked upon that. Quite ridiculous here. Friendly Fire was not enough damage, and Zextrus will take that win. Digitam's actually bleeding out quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's round 10, he's already at 55 HP.
Digi. Now, he said in chat that he went 1-1-2 with Pinties and then got 6th in that. I really don't want to say that he foreshadowed his own destiny here, but 55 health by round 11 is not a good sign. We're at 6 magic, but like, holy.
Well, he foreshadowed he gets 6th. Then 6th will be enough so that 7th, 8th, and the 6th placers on the scoreboard will not be able to take his place, but everybody else will have a shot. So that's a problem.
What?
So even if he chokes here,
What?
yeah, still.
Wait, is this bug still here? 2
Wait,
units are on the same tile. The Queen of Pain and Ember are on the same tile here. I thought they fixed that.
That was not on my screen. Mine was fine.
It was certainly on my screen. I thought they fixed that bug.
Digitam's bleeding out again. Static's actually running Assassins.
Yep.
Oh!
Yep. 3 assassin. Finally got an assassin. He had a Queen of Pain earlier on with the 2-star Nyx. Where's the 2? There. So they've just become that mainstay. Looks like he's holding out on Brawnies. Has a Bristleback and 2 Snapfires on the bench. Rip. Okay.
There's okay.
We'll watch Standen. We know that Zex is streaking with a Pike Luna. I think that's a Sally build or something, right?
Oh, I guess we're watching both of them now. Standing versus Zextrus.
Fair enough.
Will be against that Luna. We'll see if the glaives will bounce back and forth enough.
So much for a Nessix.
Jesus.
It's gone.
Cleaned up so quickly. The Rider's gonna deal with that, and it looks like the Assassins will fall through. And again, this is one of the weaknesses of the Assassins. You don't crit every hit. You just lose, I guess, as you get cleaned up.
Yeah, it's only a 15% chance to crit, and the bigger thing is that on a crit the target's wounded, and especially up against something like Zex, right? Oh, Zex must have streak completed that one. Congratulations, Zex. The healing and the wounding, right, will eventually be 100%, and that will make a lot of difference against Zex later. It just doesn't make enough of a difference now.
Exactly.
There's no way this is right, Silver Edge. Okay. So who are we looking at? Because 854 is actually leading in net worth with that streak complete. Went 0-4 into 8-4. Now we got some level 7s coming through. K is still streaking here, Blue. Want to watch K?
Let's go through K.
K
We're
with
now
the
at
4
89
summons.
HP.
Actually, it's more like 6
4
summons.
summoners and-
6 summoners on board.
Oh my lord!
6
Yeah.
summoners on board. 2 druids. So that's a 2-star
I'm
lone
surprised.
druid.
Oh, looks like it's a battle of the wild critters. It is Nirvana with the summoners as well. We'll see who has the better animals, I guess.
Well, it's
We'll
4
see.
savage against K. So I would probably go with
so-
theirs.
Yeah. Nirvana, yeah, a lot of units with the savage buff as well. Obviously, gonna be quite a big asset, as well as the enthralled golem at the back as well, causing a lot of turmoil and issue in the back. And yeah, as you mentioned, the savage buff infinitely scaling. The enthralled golem is getting harder, hitting harder and harder and harder. Will be lost.
Yeah, I mean, Anesix is top damage because not only does this little demon archer have like 8 times his normal damage because he doesn't die, that golem hits in the back reasonably hard. So, yeah, that was not really a surprise.
Getting stronger is a bit crazy.
I just went down to Digi just to see what they're at. 48 health. Has a 2-star Crystal Maiden now in there with the 6 magic. It's a far cry from the 3-star that we saw last round. Far cry. There's just nowhere near the same amount of units being held right now.
Right now, K. Oh, sorry. Digitem's fighting Nirvana in combat here. We'll see. Doing a bit of damage. Does 12 directly to Nirvana here
Yeah,
at 59 HP.
Two-
Digitem's fighting back.
it's the 2-star Coddle, man. 2-star Coddle just ran them right over. Holy crap.
Yeah, finally getting that Coddle is extremely useful. Now, fighting back, he says, no, I refuse to go out last. If he secures at least 5th, he's won, pretty much. So, he is struggling to that finish line, absolutely.
Ooh.
There's still so many things that could stop him in his way. Everyone trying to kill him off,
Oh.
probably.
God. So many upgrades.
So many shiny things. No 3-stars, though.
I'm going up to
Unlucky.
shame because that's a 2-star Slark. I'm up to shame right now because 93 health with these Brawnies. At round 15 has 60 kills. That's 4 kills a round, Blue. These guys are doing some hot fire here.
Exactly. Speaking of hot fire, Mortimer's Kiss is gonna get spit out here as the roots shut down the Snapfire a little bit, but the Mortimer's Kisses was not stopped, so it will still be prevalent. The Anesix gonna try and drop the Golem, will do so, but the double Bristleback is quite the threat, but the Golem does not care about your feelings and will chop through a lot of these units. The Golem finally gonna get picked off here, finally, but the summoned units, remember, they're just more kills for the factor, but the Bristleback gonna finally fall. It's just Eno stuck in a corner. What is worse than an Eno not stuck in a corner? An Eno stuck in a corner, as Anesix survives that and beats Shame off as he loses that streak.
I think you missed a really good pun opportunity to call it corner team, but you know.
But perhaps.
Forehead
Attempt.
indeed. Yeah.
Digitem's is at 48 now. He's streaking as well.
He's streaking. Yep. That 2-star Coddle doing work. As I said, there's a lot of upgrades. You got that 2-star Shadow Fiend now in there as well. It's going to take on Shame, who is leading the board with those Brownies. There's not a lot of wall
and he
flesh
has a
here, though.
disruptor. Already has a disruptor, and Mortimer's Kisses. You can see how much AoE damage does to the mages. They're very squishy. They can dish out a lot of punishment, but not take it themselves. And that was a fast cleanup. It was gone in a second. Digitams drops to last. Currently on HP pool, 38 HP.
Digi doesn't have barricades. There is only the mango. There are no tombstones. There are no 2-star tides to be in the way of all these things, right? So this early on at 7 health, or 7 units and 38 health, it's not great. Gonna swap over to Standen, who has apparently crit his way to victory with 6 assassins now on board. Takes 4 away from Ixanum, and that leaves us with Nirvana and K. Nirvana is not going to win. There's only an Anesix up against the might of 3 Arc Wardens, but I don't know if any of them are real.
Draw.
-1. None of them are real. So a lot of even fights around the place. We're gonna get another item round in here, but Shame is at the top, 12-4 record. At second place is K, also with a 12-4 record. Even with the same records, you can see that the amount of damage they've taken is very wide for their difference.
Exactly. Still,
So who you want to watch?
I mean, right now, I just want to keep track of Digitams right now. Again, bottom of the standings, literally below the standing, as if he is unable to secure a higher placement than 8th, it'll be no holds barred for the throne. Absolutely no holds barred for the throne, as Digitams will fight here. Zextrus with that 3-star Luna, with a 2-star Luna, with a Mask of Madness, doing so much damage. Glaives back and forth with the Frostbite, gonna shut it down, being unable to do anything here. The cleanup is requited. So Friendly Fire as well gonna connect. The Enthrall gonna come out here, stolen. Requiem as well gonna trade, but Explosivo gonna deal with that quickly. Zextrus gonna take 7 damage there.
Well, Digi will win. Zex will take the damage. It's a sad day when Knights lose up against the mages, but 6 mages have been prevalent since, like, what, round 11? So Digi's really trying to make sure that the big damage, 70% more, has taking the hits from the opponents. So that means Glucose down to 37. Standen and Digi both won, but Xanem picks up a 2-star Disruptor at round 18. That's fairly early, but Zex, not to be outdone, gets a 2-star Tide. I don't know if he can slot it into this comp anytime soon, but at least he has it in his pocket.
Digitams against Glucose now. We'll see who takes it onwards as they fight through. Glucose against Digitams. Digitams trying to push back against all these summons. Remember, summons are not very good against mages who just burst a lot of AoE. Cauldron Blast cleans up everything, and all these mages are still healthy. The Frostbite as well, and the Lifestealer will secure that kill. Friendly Fire not even necessary, as Digitams takes that win. Glucose drops 15 HP.
Ouch.
Standen drops 4.
That's our first heartbeat of the game, as Digi will actually go on a streak next round if he does win. Xanem down into heartbeat range, as well as Shame on their own streak. Takes 12 away from Xanem's the other Brawny. Yeah. Oh, Xanem has reintroduced the Legion Commander. Is up to 32 dual damage on it.
Wait, who's reintroduced the Legion Commander?
Xanem had it in the beginning, remember? And then they shelved it. Now it's back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why?
So they're down to heartbeat. 2-star Witch Doctor for Glucose here, as we're going to stick with Glucose now, or at least whoever's at the bottom of it all. Has the 2 Brutes with the 2 Warlock, 4 Heartless. Why is it always the Heartless, Blue? Why?
Because the game doesn't like you if you don't have a soul. Regardless, we'll fight through against all of these assassin units, but the crit is massive, and the crit stick is devastating. The Slark is still healthy and is doing a lot of damage, bouncing back and forth. The Lifestealer are gonna get crowd controlled, and the win will go the way of these assassins. Glucose takes 7, and Glucose is so close to dead. Digitams, he has to be seeing this, and he has to be breathing a sigh of relief that he's not going out last, most likely in this scenario.
Oh, Digi did win as well, brought K down to his level. It looks like Zex and Xanem are still fighting, so Xanem must be holding on. Xanem actually will lose to the 2-star Legion Commander.
Oh, what?
There was an enthrall.
Oh, right. Okay, that's why.
So our heartbeats will still remain as our heartbeats. Glucose is still not looking so hot down here at the very bottom of it all. But yeah, Shame, 89, down to Glucose, 15, and Digi at 38. So still not entirely too sure how this will all shake out or how it will affect the rankings for the top 3 for our cash. But level 9's now coming in. Glucose gets the next unit in. Got to be feeling good about at least getting that 9th unit into it. But will it be enough?
Absolutely. We'll see. Right now, how it goes about.
Big
Glucose
silence.
fighting against Shame. Such a big lobby, such a big opponent. Will get a couple of kills off here, but the Doom actually on the opposing Bristleback quite massive, allows or prevents that double quill spray, and it looks like Glucose will be taking this win here as he secures a couple of more kills. The Doom Bristleback will be picked off. It's just Eno, the Lifestealer, and surely all of these other units will clean it up.
Hey, to be fair, this was Blue saying don't take assassins.
Listen,
Me out of this, Serious Sam fan, okay?
There has been one assassin in these 4 lobbies. My point still stands.
Whatever you need to justify it.
All right,
Refresher orb.
We've seen Legion Commander at least 4 times. The assassins have been seen once. Okay, I am not wrong. Nobody wants to play assassins, and for good reason.
Well, you know what they say about Brute, or at least what I say, is I really do enjoy a 4 Brute comp taking on Brawnies, because it doesn't matter how much health they have as a Brawny. If you're doing, what is it, negative 75, negative 60% damage, it doesn't really matter. You're doing so little damage in the first place. 60% less means I will eventually outscale you. So Glucose will win and take the shot against Shame, but against everyone else, how will they fare?
Exactly. Push forward here by the side of Nirvana. Nirvana fighting through against Glucose. Glucose has to survive here. He is trying to survive. Right now, Jitam's on the streak as well. He is safe from any form of elimination. We'll see if that is the same for Glucose against Nirvana. Nirvana drops the golem, and it looks like the collapse of Glucose's composition is coming to fruition as the golem has distracted the bear. Great. The bear gets another kill, but it's not going to be enough, as that will be it. Glucose will take 13 damage, drops to 2 HP. I seriously thought that was the end of him, but he is still alive.
I really enjoy Demon Archers in 4 Savage comps, because they have 57 damage plus like 200 to 300 on top of it. Kay and Zex are still fighting neck and neck. Kay is about to lose to a 2-star Dazzle, so Zex will actually take that victory. Takes 4 away from Kay. Now into Heartbeat. Stand-in lost up against Exanum, so the Brawny's actually outdoing the 6 Assassin Void. Look at that backline from Stand-in. Doesn't seem to matter too much. He's down to 20 health here as well, and Shame actually lost on top of that. So the lobby is still a full 8 blue, but it's anybody's knockout. Glucose likely to be the first one to go, but we got 3 people after that at 20. Like, it could go downhill very fast.
Yeah, and Digitam's look at his position at 4th, probably taking a deep breath. Glucose will be against Zextrus. We'll see if Zextrus is able to eliminate Glucose here. Hooks come in. Dazzle will be caught out, and that will be a big factor if he is taken out. The Lifestealer perma-stun, but the Doom finally comes in. The Dazzle will be unable to do anything else there. The Eno distracting the backlines, but the Luna finally turns around, starts finally trying to glaive everything. The Enthrall comes out of the Bear. The Bear is stolen, but the Bear is going to get perma-rooted as well. Traded. Requiem gonna connect on a lot of these units, but not enough damage. The heal will be suffice, and the push forward will be enough here, it seems, for Glucose. Zextrus will take 15 damage. Digitams finally bleeds, and Shame also takes another 8 damage. Stand-in, the Assassins drops to 12, as Assassins still prove my point.
Void Assassins on top of it. Glucose at 2, Stand-in at 12. Exanum on streak has hit 22 and has not taken a hit since. He has been making everyone else bleed, and that's 5 heartbeats at round 23. Everyone's still alive as we're trading blows back and forth. 9 units on all the top players, and then it's like 8-8-8 with Glucose at 9, and Glucose, that's as far as he's going. He is sitting at 0 cash every round. There's no chance at 10. He just wants to get as much damage in and survive as long as possible.
Exactly. Pushing forward, the Glucose will be engaging against KK. Will be trying to fight back here. The Glucose at 2 HP has to try and beat this damage output. The Warlocks are going to make sure that the heal will be sufficed. Doom will connect on the Lone Druid. Although the Bear's already been summoned, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but the Summoners in the back, they're not doing enough damage, and their damage is not sufficient. The Jewel is going to buy some time against all these melee units, but the time bot has already been run out. The Terrain Protector gonna do as much damage. They're probably gonna be picked off. The Shadow Shaman as well. The Arc Warden is the last one to stand, but that will be a lot of damage to K. 15 HP. Stand-in drops to 1. Zextrus drops to 19. Digitam's might actually go 4th here. There's so many low people.
Exanum loses? I think he loses this. Oh, it's lost.
Egg.
He didn't. He didn't lose. Oh wait, no, he totally did. My bad. It was Jug versus Jug at the end. Shame versus Exanim, and the better Brano won it. I imagine. My goodness. Okay, 2 health, 1 health, 7 health, 18, 19. Shame is down from green into the yellows from 70 health, and Nirvana is streaking at 43 on top of that. Here's the quick lobby as we got Demons, Savages, 3 Summoners in our last game of the day with some Brano splashed in. You can't predict these lobbies, man.
Exactly, standard. Glucose rather against Nirvana will be fighting for their for the life here. I mean, at least Glucose is. Ravage will connect on 1, but the Ravage trade already occurred. The God Strength's gonna be trying to clean through all of these units. The root comes out of the Anno. The Anno being shut down is quite massive, but the Anno's gonna be able to escape. The gold's gonna drop as well, but the root gonna be traded again. The root's gonna make sure that it still stays standing, gonna be eliminated. The assassins go out last. I told you so, guys. Doom will connect on the Tidehunter, will be able to pick that up, but the Plague Wards, there's so many of them. It is literally a plague.
it.
The Bear, the last one to stand against so many Serpents, it's not gonna be enough. That's another pick off. Glucose will be going out. Zex just dropped the 5 HP, and Digitams secures a win.
Yep, 34 health too is going to be 3rd place in all of it. Exanim still fighting up against K as his fights are taking forever, and 11 damage to K. We just knocked out 3 people in round 25 of the final round today. Oh, all of a sudden, slippery slope engaged. Is there another refresher orb in the future of Exanim right here? He's looking at it. He's looking at this refresher. He's looking at this Vester, and he's saying, I'm taking... What the heck did he take? He took the refresher. Okay. Dagon coming in for Digi. Dagon with mage bonus? Hello? Yes, please. Let's take that damage.
Zexterus, right now, 5 HP. The question will be if he is able to survive.
6
At
nights,
least get
man.
a better place. Yeah, 6 nights. See, that's enough, but it's against Exanim. 1 will fall here, surely. As it is, Juggernauts, Legion Commanders in the back as well, doing as much damage as possible. We'll push forward. The Bloodthorn connects, Ravage as well. Will shut down a lot of these units, but Double Disruptor will be placing some static
Triple
storm, shutting down a
Disruptor.
lot of these units. Mortimer's Kisses as well to prevent the attacks here. Dual win for the side of Zextrus as well. Gets that win from the Legion Commander. Legion Commander trying to push forward. The static storms again connecting. We just have boosts in the meantime, but the silences, the slowdowns, the overwhelming shutdowns from these Warlocks may be enough here for the side of Exanim. Zextrus might be falling here, and Digitams again 1 step closer to victory. Even though he did lose in the previous match, every elimination increases his odds of victory. And I believe the only player that could dethrone him at the moment is Exanim and Nervin, which are still both here.
So, Shame up at the top at 63, streaking. Nirvana, one of those contenders, as he just said, 43, streaking. Digi, down to 21, bleeding. And Exanim has been very back and forth with his rounds. They take a while. He's been winning. He's been losing. They're still here. And we're going to watch this double disruptor brawny comp from Exanim with a Legion Commander and 117 kills under the belt. What can they do up against Digi?
Right now, Digi gonna get that Ravage off versus Exanim. Exanim fighting back though. The units are still so tanky for the side of these bodies. The mages trying to fight back friendly fire. The Grandma actually dodges a lot of it. Will not dodge the Cono Blast, however, but the Juggernaut will be immune to all of this magic. The Root will come out of the Hobby. The Hobby will be silenced. The Cono will be the last one alive as well as the Storm Spirit, and that will be it. Digitams will lose once again, but luckily stifles the bleeding. Digitams at 7. Loses 7 HP at 14 health now. Shame and Nervin still fighting it out on their side.
Nirvana
Close
will
battle, and the Bristleback will secure that kill as Nervin will take 12.
So both Brawnies are in top 4. In fact, Digi actually has a splash of Brawny in with that axe. You can see it right there. So 14 health for Digi in top 4. Exanum sitting at third with the Branos. Nirvana. Stop calling him Nervin. Nirvana with the 4 summoner. It was the only one of the summoners to get into the top 4. Has that 3 warriors in the front, and then at the very top with a 30 health lead, Shame and his summoners doing very well. So we're watching Digi here because this is do or die time. Top 4 looking to defend crown, take home the money. Can't go out here.
Yeah, Shame will be fighting back here. Digitam's, again, it's quite a tough opponent. These Bronies are extremely tanky, extremely strong. Mortimer's Kiss is going to drop. The BKB will save the Coddle, but not so much the rest of his team. But look at these Bronies. They're collapsing. The friendly fire going to connect as well. The Axe going to get 1 dunk. The Axe going to get 2 dunk. The Axe not going to get 3 dunk. Going to get Dagon to death. And Explosivo going to face check the Snapfire. And Shame will lose 15 HP. In the meantime, Exanim and Nervin fighting it back. If Exanim and Nervin loses right now, Digitam to secure his victory if he is able, because right now we'll see if he is able to push forward. Exanim versus Nervin still fighting back, still trying to get something out of here, but Exanim down to 1 unit and will not be enough. Takes 9 damage.
Not a death yet, but nobody, it seems, has that level 10. In fact, Nirvana here has the money. 35. It's gonna sell. Yeah, there we go. There goes the money. That's level 10. Shame, do you got that money? No, Shame has a 3-star bristle. What? Let's throw a what into that. That is a 3-star bristle with a blade mail. Good luck defeating that.
Doesn't have an ability.
And that's 10 units there on top of it as well. All right. Shame and Nirvana are looking to get neck and neck here into this last round. Digi, can you eke out another win? It's Digi versus Nirvana. 9 units versus 10 blue.
Absolutely. Nirvana fighting back. Attempts trying to push forward here. They push the issue, the silences as well, trying to shut down these units. May not be enough. The Godstern's gonna apply. The Sven gonna dunk 1 there, pushing forward, gonna kill through, and Digitam's actually moving forward quite quickly. The Swarm, it's here. Digitam is able to on hold of this, and Nervin will take him out. Digitam will eliminate him, which means Nervin and Exanim, they have to push up, they have to push higher. They want a shot.
Shame now, 48 health up against Exanim with the 9, but there are so many Brawnies left on the board. Shame is gonna kick Exanim to the curb. He got 3rd for it, but he goes out the same round as Digi. This leaves us with Shame and Nirvana, mano a mano, looking for the lion's share of the points to see if they can get into the cash money selection for the end of this round.
Nirvana is the only one at the moment who stands a chance against Digitam's. He has to win this to stand a chance against Digitam's numbers. Right now, Heart of Tarask equipped onto Shame. Nirvana, and look at their HP pools, it's quite even as well. But will the Swarm be able to beat the big, beefy boys? Remember, Dunk Master is here with a Heart of Tarask, if nonetheless.
Is it going to be enough? I mean, the Brawnies versus Summoners, typically the Brawnies win that, especially since you got that 3-star Bristle on board. But the Bristle with the Blade Mail also, right? You got to kill him quick, or otherwise you're going to kill yourself on those Bristles.
Alright, jump back from the Venomancer, the Viper, gonna try and roll something and will connect. The Bear's already summoned. Disruptive Silence gonna shut down on a few of these units. The Burrow Strike gonna connect on a ton of units, shutting them down, but the front line is collapsing. The Serpent Warriors in the back actually gonna try and punish the Necrophos. The Necrophos gonna be going out here, perhaps so close, but he's not gonna go down. He's gonna heal himself. He's gonna pull the heal as all of these units are able to make sure they stay alive. The Brawnies are still healthy. The Brawnies have not taken enough damage. Serpent Warriors gonna drop again. Yuleseth are gonna save the Low Druid for the time being, but the Beast Master gonna drop, gonna get silenced as well. And the Dunk Master gonna land 1 dunk, gonna land a 2nd dunk, and that will be it as the Sand King will fall as well. So Nirvana doesn't seem like he stands a chance against this Brawny army.
The Brawny army with that 3-star Bristle just kind of leading it, right? Summoners typically don't beat up Brawnies. Brawnies eat them for breakfast. We went from 167 kills to 180. So even if this goes blow for another 10 rounds, we're down to the last of it. These Brawnies will keep scaling. Nirvana's comp doesn't do that. And we got 2 1-star axes on board, right? You start summoning stuff, they get down low, they're out of the equation instantly.
Exactly. He has to be careful. He has to do as much damage as possible. Medusa is here now, though, trying to do its best. The Blink Dagger on the Snapfire, making sure that there's a lot of chaos going on. The Stone Gaze will shut down the both axes for the time being, but already a pickoff on the Tusk. The Sven gonna Godstrut, the Boros are gonna connect a lot of people. The Medusa's still alive though. The Dunk number 1 finally gonna land. Disruptor finally gonna fall here, but the Necrophos in the back is one causing all this mishap. The Lion King gonna try and push through, kill the Bristleback, but the axes are both still alive. One of them has a hard harass for crying out loud. Dunk number 2 finally gonna land. Dunk number 3 connects on the Serpent Ward, and the Snapfire gonna push through, and the collapse in is just an Essex. Got a dunk number 3, dunk number 4, dunk number 5, dunk number 6, as it will be it. Nirvana will be, I believe, losing that lobby. A shame takes the bag, and unfortunately, Nirvana unable to take number 1 and claim a match against Digitams.
Shame with a 22-8 record, 4 Brawnies, 2 Warlocks by the end of it all, but had one of the only 3 stars in this lobby, let alone all the games that we've seen today. That's it. That's the end of the lobby, guys. Digi with 4th. We'll see if that's enough, but Nirvana and Shame and Xanum were all up there in those top places as well. Shame with the bounce back. Didn't see him in the first round, but I don't think we saw him in the we saw him in the second, didn't see him in the third. Bounces back to 4th to win the last lobby. A heck of a story for him. We'll see if it's enough as the admins compile the scores. But Blue, we have our top 3. I don't know who they are yet, but they're coming. Like, that's it. The games are done. You are not getting any more points, and that was all the cards laid to bear.
I mean, Digitams managed to survive, weather the storm. He did not get first, but that's not what he needed. He needed to survive, and so many other players fell apart way too quickly, unfortunately. So we will see who takes number 1. Checking the scoreboards now, the scores have been inputted, and it looks like
boom,
Digitams takes the bag at 49 points. Only 4 points ahead of Shame and Nirvana. Imagine if Nirvana took number 1. That would have been a completely different story. We may have had a draw of some sorts, and he may have taken it.
If Nirvana had taken first, Nirvana would have been, and Digi was still at 4th, Nirvana would have been at 48 points.
Oh, so close. Digitam literally secured the bag just barely.
Mathematically, 4th place looked like that was Digi's sweet spot. If Digi was 5th, it wouldn't have been quite so enormous. But Digi with the 4th wins it. He didn't claim 6th. There was no foreshadowing. Didn't choke. Well, didn't choke enough, I guess. Choked a little. But 1, 2, 1, 4 was just enough to put him over the edge. Congratulations.
Yeah, Digitams did the quick math, realized that, wait a minute, 2 plus 2 is 4, therefore I have to hit 4th place. And there he is, exactly 4th.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Digi, Shame, and Nirvana going to be taking home the lion's share of all of our prizes, and they will be crowned the top 3 here of Season 7. That means that next week will not be a solo season day. Next week should be our duos tournament, because what we try to do is give all the solo players a bit of a break, right? We take up every Saturday, although it seems like every other Underlords tournament does the same thing. And next week we're going to have some duo action. And now that we have all these 3 stars, plus who knows what 3 stars we're going to get next week. The endless possibilities, right?
Give me Omni Slash and Juggernaut, please. That would be so
oh my god,
insane.
that would be broken. Oh, it's like combining an Ember Spirit with yeah.
Give it a Moon Shard Omni Slash. Oh, disgusting. I am looking forward to what abilities they will obtain.
Yep, but whatever does come to pass, we should see a very exciting duos tournament next week. So if you're not in our Discord, why aren't you in our Discord? Because announcements like these are going to be coming through that Discord, including when to sign up for Season 8 of the solos, which should be the weekend after that. But of course, as well, if you're not in there, it's hard to sign up. It's hard to keep track of everything, so make sure you do join up. And that's where you can also, hang out with your fellow Lords of the White Spires or Big Boss casters or Blue, But that's it for
Absolutely.
today. We are we are all wrapped. So, Blue, I know it's just like the wee hours of the morning for you, but thanks so much for waking up on time and coming round
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it's so much fun to watch these games and how the meta evolves. Obviously, Assassins out, right, is is my motto. Of course, they went last. You know, it improved my point a little bit. But yeah, so regardless, again, such great games, a lot of variety. I'm actually quite happy with the position of variety in the game right now.
Yeah, it's nice.
Stop nerfing my boy Hobgit is all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so yeah, quite awesome.
Where can people find you, and what are you up to these days?
A variety. You can find me at twitch.tv/BlueSapphire. Right now, I'm currently in neck deep in projects for games, as I'm in a game development course. So
Nice,
not
nice.
much streaming there, but you know, like I do attempt to stream regularly. Hopefully, once everything is set aside, I can be streaming again. But yeah, you can find me there, guys, if you wanna chill and hang out.
Well, if you want to follow the rap god of Dota Underlords, guys, go hit those buttons and keep him some company. Make him do a few bars with your name in it or something like
Oh
that.
God, freestyle.
Freestyle it, yeah.
No.
Freestyle Momo Ring, go, yeah. So that also means that our admins are thankfully done for the day. There's a little bit of shakiness there, but Asian, Gearsnap, and Zex, thank you so much for making sure that everything goes right on time. Thank you, of course, to the players for playing. Congratulations to the winners. I've been Forecourt Jester, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I'm out there, and that means that we are done. So I will see you next week for duos after we tweak a few things. And Blue, I think we'll see you back for Season 8 as well. So good luck with your game development. Good luck to everyone else playing out there. Don't get swallowed up by the 3-star hype. And have yourselves great early bird puzzles all week. Make sure you bet on the right couriers because I lost all my money.
I'm excited for those puzzles. I'm actually looking forward to those puzzles. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
All right, I believe in half hour will be Link's Back Alley Brawl with Foreign Sticks. I believe we're going to go say hi to Digi, who won our tournament. So let's raid away, and we'll see you guys next time.